There we go. That looks like it might be live. Welcome everybody to live watch along for Richmond against Freo. We've also got a bit of a side flavour of VFL as well that we'll try and juggle in there somehow, given that the games overlap, which is a little bit annoying. But the VFL team obviously playing up against the AFL Under 18s Academy, which is very, very good. It actually almost feels like, Grok, it's a bit of an audition in some ways for this VFL game coming up, which is really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be solid. I mean, obviously we've got Gold Coast next week, which that's a scary proposition based on the way they're playing. But
Yeah.
it's also a good chance to see some of the younger boys. Obviously, we've got Josh Smiley who is playing today. Obviously, Tom Sims and Jasper Alger aren't playing, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But it's a good chance for some of the younger boys to really put their hands forward, and even someone like Massimo Razzo and Tom McCarthy to really show their stocks ahead of the mid-season draft. So the VFL game is going to be really important too.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Smiley play and get a few more minutes under his belt. Welcome to everybody in chat. Harley, James Racing, Jacques, welcome. Let us know in chat, guys. Can you hear us both okay? Because we're doing it through a bit of a different method. So we're using Discord audio chat. So just let us know if you can hear us both all okay. That'd be wonderful. The other interesting one with the VFL, Grok, is obviously Noel Bolter playing his first game back since essentially, some made a good point to me. It's essentially since August last year. Not even the 6 weeks, it's since August. So I'm actually, like, just from a pure footy perspective, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how he pairs up with Campbell Gray, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, there have been many people outspoken about Noel Bolter. Obviously, whether he's going to return or whether or not he should be playing or waiting until the sentencing is done. But it's an interesting one because, as you said, he hasn't played in 9 months,
Yeah.
essentially. So, yeah, I just hope he gets through. There's obviously going to be people who boo him and everything like that, but yeah, it's good to see him back. Obviously, again, I've been outspoken in the whole the situation that he's going through, that he probably, based on the vision, should cop his fair whack, whether it be severe or not, because it wasn't a great look. But at the same time, he deserves to, like, he's still got bills to pay and everything like that, so he deserves to be working and everything like that. He's a human being, so yeah, I just hope he doesn't get booed as much as we probably think he does, and gets through the game and enjoys it. Like, obviously, with everything going on, there'll be a lot going through his head.
Yeah.
I just hope he goes out there and has fun as well.
Yeah, look, I think he'll just be glad to be setting foot back on a footy oval again. Ultimately, though, whatever sort of comes his way from a crowd perspective, he's brought onto himself, really. So he has to kind of just wear that and deal with it. But speaking of booing, they just had Shea Bolton up on the screen. And maybe in the same boat as a lot of Richmond supporters, I would be gobsmacked if anyone booed Shea Bolton. I'll be actually really disappointed, to be honest. There's always usually a small minority, I guess, isn't there? But he left the club to go home for family reasons, and it's going to hurt seeing him tear it up for Fremantle, but we definitely can't begrudge anyone for leaving for those reasons. So we will try and sync up. Jones Racing, there's 2 minutes on the clock until the bounce. It's difficult, but we'll do our best. What are your expectations for this game, Gronk, and the seniors? Hot weather over in Adelaide. The ground looks really nice, actually. Jonty Fall, your man, making his debut. He must be like a proud father. And it's going to be, yeah, interesting, because on talent, Freo seem to have a lot of pretty good players across a lot of lines.
Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked for Jonty, and I'm surprised in a way, but not that he's debuting so early. Obviously, he's been lucky in a way that Armstrong's copped that 12-week injury, which absolutely sucks, because Harry was really starting to grow in confidence, and you could see that each week. And it's a shame for him, but Jonty is very much in the same mold of, like, competes well, really focuses on pressure. He's good lead up forward. He's really good when the ball's in the air, competes, and when the ball's on the ground, he's tough. He loves to tackle, loves to pressure, loves to chase, lock it in, and reset and go again. So we're not losing much out there, and I'm absolutely rapt to see him get a game. And yeah, massive proud moment for me.
You call this a long way out. You call this mid-year.
100%. April, late April
Yeah.
that we're targeting him. So yeah, nearly 12 months on, and it's coming to fruition. So I'm absolutely stoked. But yeah, on Bolton, like you could probably say he deserved to. He probably should have given us more last year off that big contract.
Yeah.
I just felt like last year being paid the big bucks, you could tell he was checked out. Like there was just a lot of like care factor on some of the defensive efforts and second efforts
Yeah.
weren't there. Once he could realized he wasn't going to win the ball or get on the end of a handball for a goal, it was just like he stopped. But at the same time, he's gotten us Houghton and he got us Trainer. So at the end of the day, like we're pretty solid there as well. So
Can't complain too much.
100%.
No, what we're going to do, guys, is if you see the ball being bounced before I say I've seen it bounce, click pause on your TV or whatever you're watching on. I'll count down to when I see the ball bounce on my screen so you can try and sync up. The players are just forming around the centre circle. Crystal's made a big call going with changing captain from Luke Ryan to Nank. Now, it's not Nank, if Sean Darcy's underdone, Nank could actually get on top of him a bit here, which would be interesting. But we'll do a quick countdown for the bounce. The ball, the players are lining up. Camden McIntosh is on Caleb Sarong, so good to see a tag there, which would be nice. Hopefully that stays for 4 quarters to give us half a chance to drag it out. The ball is now aloft. It's done. Centre bounce has happened. They had the sky cam going for it, so I completely missed the timing. But we get a first inside 50. Morris.
Jonty.
Welcome. Welcome back to the side. Morris Jr., as he did in the VFL last week, Grok, got the first goal of the game. And due to Jonty Fall, your man, bringing it to ground. Camden McIntosh with the clearance. Crazy.
Yep, McIntosh with the handball out to Hopper, who just blasts it long. Straight down. Jonty Fall with the realised wasn't going to mark. Realised Morris was at his feet and just tapped it straight down.
He did. He actually palmed it down. That's so good. For those who are saying we're behind, yeah, that's why I said at the start that if your game starts before I say mine starts, to pause it, so that way we all align. So if you want to pause before the next centre bounce, feel free to, if it hasn't happened yet on your coverage. But what a very, very good start. Morris Rioli Jr. on the board thanks to a Jonty Fall little tap down. And that's what we've been hoping for. Just Jonty to compete. That's all we want. He doesn't need to mark everything, does he, Grok? He just has to make sure Alex Pearce doesn't mark everything. Or as Luke Trainer cops a very big bump there. Bolton with his first disposal.
Just got to make Pearce accountable. Pearce is a really, really good defender. So underrated outside of WA. So
yeah, I mean,
hands full.
Luke Ryan as well. I mean, he sets up really nicely behind the ball and can get sets up their play well. Gets a lot of good marks. So I've got 19 minutes 23 left. Sam Banks has just kicked it outside 50. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Down on the wing.
So, Crystal, based on previous experience, we're probably about 7 or 8 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's probably just the only downside of like having to watch on like Foxtel now on the web browser, that it is a little bit behind the actual TV broadcast. So I'm at 18:56, 55, 54. Freo are just scooting it across the back line now after we had another forward 50 entry. Grace Bolton's a finals play, doesn't care about much else. If Freo make finals, he's definitely going to elevate him. And I think that's why we were so sure that they should go after him, because I think a lot of Richmond supporters felt that would happen too, is Freo get a very easy kick inboard. We don't want that to happen too often.
Crazy.
That was far too easy. We just didn't guard the corridor again, did we? That 45-degree kick straight inboard, and that opens up the rest of the ground.
Yeah, same as last week. It's that inboard kick that cuts us open.
Ooh. And that's where Camden McIntosh, like, as much as people are divided on how he plays, when he was playing his genuine wing role, that's why it was so good, because he would actually block up the middle of the ground as Tracy kicks the first for the Freo Dockers, and we're tied up at a goal apiece. That was just too easy.
100%.
But things like that are fixable, at least. It's just needing a bit more discipline. Good chase there by Morris, at least. Yeah, Crystal heading in. Well, still working out the date and time, but you're heading into Big Ant to have a look at it and hopefully report back some news and features and things like that. So yeah, it should be good to see where it's all at.
Hopefully, we've got player development.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They've got like the player career mode will be good, but it's like I said on another video, it's got to be deep though. Like it can't just be half-assed. Need to be able to develop and grow players and do training. Maybe you get temporary attribute boosts and things like that. As we have a bit of a centre bounce scrimmage. Freo do come away with it though. Nank was a little bit unlucky not to pick the ball up there.
Breach.
Oh, that's a good mark.
That hit the ground. That hit the ground. He fumbled it on the way down.
Did he? I thought it like hit his knee, but Sarge, yep, AFL 26 is definitely on PC. It's just the JB didn't write that because they just sell the console version, so it just won't be a physical copy. But I don't think anyone has a CD drive anyway anymore. But definitely on PC the same time as it drops for everything else. Crystal, who else is going? I'm not sure if any of those other gentlemen are going. Have they said that they're going? I haven't really been on the socials much lately. It's been a hectic couple of days as Freo are just setting up nicely behind the ground. Good mark from Nank. I reckon that's kind of what separates him. Like, that's what Ryan needs to do, isn't it, Grok? When even in the VFL, that ability to drop back into a hole and take a mark is actually really important.
Yeah. Often, like at VFL, and even just watching at the game, Ryan never really ventures into D50.
Yeah, as we have a poor turnover, and Bolton doesn't make us pay this time, luckily. Very lucky. Ben Miller, what do you think about Ben Miller doing kick-out duties? I'm a little bit confused by this, if I'm being honest.
Same. Oh, down the middle, something different.
Oh, Tom Lynch punches on. 0 runners. Well, Morris is creeping up there. Jonty didn't have that. Good to see Morris getting involved early. Camden McIntosh with the black headband. Bang! Gets the goal. It's the black headband, Grok. He's no good in the yellow.
It's the AFL. It's his kryptonite.
That's it.
Too good without it. No, that was strong work. Obviously, Jonty competed well. And Morris, again, just getting involved. You and I have constantly said he's much better when he gets up around the middle, obviously. And plays like that show why.
Yeah, and we did. We've said this for a while now, that when he does get his chance back into the side, it's all about early touches for Morris, I think. If he gets early touches to get his confidence up, I think you'll find he'll play at a higher level for longer. And I know you can't like try and baby them for every week, but he's still a young kid, we've got to remember too. So good to see him get some important touches early. That have result, well, he's kicked a goal himself, and he's had he's had a score assist. I'm not sure if that counts as a score assist or if that's close to an assist. Back in the middle we go. Hopper just stood still, and everyone moved away from him. Taranto, inside 50. Morris, speaking of the man himself. This is the confidence we're talking about though, Grok, isn't it? He's had some early touches, feeling good about himself, takes the mark.
Absolutely. He's getting involved, and sometimes you make your own luck, and it's reward for hard work. You know, he's getting in early, but you just know throughout the game he's going to be really running and pressuring on a day like today where it's relatively warm in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's going to bust a gut for you.
We were saying at work the other day that for this particular weather, it's almost like West Coast and Freo have a good advantage in the heat as Morris strolls in, slots his second. Morris Rioli Jr., well done. That's so good to see him up and about. I tell you what, 100%. It makes a difference when you've got a dangerous small forward, because now the defender who's on him has to be accountable from a goal perspective, and Morris is still going to terrorise and do his pressure acts as well.
100%.
And even if he's not laying specific tackles, we've often spoken about perceived pressure and what that can do for a side. Like the fact that opposition players maybe now just think he's even chasing them, so they dump kick down the line. Yeah, I think that's also worth its weight in gold too. But good start from the Tigers. I must say, I didn't really expect to have a quick start like that, but not going to complain.
Absolutely not. It's so nice to see some of our pressured hack kicks actually hit a target for once.
Yeah, and they showed a bit of composure in the middle too. Back to the kickouts we were talking about, play kind of unfolded quickly. But Ben Miller taking it is a little bit confusing. When you've got weapons like Jaden Short, Tom Brown, and even Luke Traynor, why wouldn't we have him doing that as we break out of the centre again? Jacob Hopper with a long forward handball. I think he got pushed in the back, free kick downfield. Seth Campbell, I think that is, having a shot for goal.
Yep.
So yeah, what kickouts? What would you do if you were able to pick a player to do it? Who would you be going with?
I'd probably go Tom Brown.
Tom Brown. What about chat? Everyone else in chat, who would you have kicking out as Seth Campbell walks in for goal? Oh, it's sat out right a little bit and not coming back. That's the first blemish for the day, one behind. Jones Racing has just advised that live ladder, we're no longer have picks 2 and 4 now, but we are above North. That would be funny if we end up above North, wouldn't it? As the ball gets kicked out by Fremantle. Hugo back into the thick of it. Even Hugo is another one, Grok, with speed. I just think that's where... And I know that I even said on a video that I wasn't sure if Morris had done a big body of work compared to like a Jasper Alga, for example. But adding Morris and Hugo is really, really good for a speed perspective. I reckon he took a step as well. He's paid 52. Jeez. He absolutely went to take off there and run. As Fremantle are about to get gifted the easiest of goals. That's unlucky on Miller. That's very unlucky. Crystal, I'm going to say this once. Leave it. It's not in defense. I provide context. If you don't like it, don't read it. Okay? I've given criticism to the game as much as anyone else has. I don't expect everyone to have watched every stream I've ever done, but if you took the time to, the footage is there to go look at. You'll see it. Let's not discuss it anymore because we're here to watch the Richmond game. Feedback has been given both good and bad. If you don't like it, don't tune in. Okay? Simple. I'm happy with how I sit on that view, and that's the end of the story. We are too far in front. Yeah, that's Grok. That is not. That was a play on.
100%.
For 4 or 5 years, if you take that half step, or Bolton is a good interception, that's a play on. Or Bolton's. Oh, he's got a good inside 50 there. I don't think. Did I push the goal button for Freo?
That's 3 goals for Tracy already.
He was always going to be the worry, wasn't he? There was a good kick inside 50 from Shea Bolton then, and he just held Miller at bay very nicely there, must be said. That's the thing, though. If we can't get, or if we let them get easy ball out like that, Tracy one-on-one is not an ideal matchup for us. I didn't even see where the ball went then. It almost left my screen. Oh, Murphy Reed's gone the purple headband. We've got a battle of the headbands out here. Human, yep, Tiger supporter. Yeah, that's the kick from Bolton that's gotten that mark. That was a really well-placed kick.
Yeah.
Jeez, don't kick the balls out of the ground. Oh, goodness. Make sure someone reminds us when it's 1:30 as well, just in case I forget to look at the clock, because that's when the VFL game starts. I'll try and bring up a separate screen to watch the rest of that too. Back into the centre, named Curvis. Oh, Ross doesn't really have that, I wouldn't have thought. Okay. How is that not a free kick for throwing him into the turf? That's very harsh. 3-1-19 apiece, though. Not too bad of a start.
I've got to say, I'm already liking this oval much more than Norwood.
Oh, who was it that played there yesterday? I can't remember which game it was that I was watching, but I know we were there last year. But how bad is it with the wings? It's like worse than GMHBA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got to get out of the back line there. Well worked. Nice mark. Well done. Was that Jonty? Oh, no, that's Jonty there. Good handball from Tyler Sonzi. Oh, unlucky. Seth's giving away a holding free kick.
How are they getting the holding and we're not?
When Ross gets thrown into the turf, it doesn't get one.
Let's play on.
He had his hold of his arm, I guess, but play him both ways. Be interesting to see how we set up the ground here. He's looking inboard. Maybe we've adjusted a little bit. We've got some numbers in there. That was a shove out. See, now that's how is that? I know the outcome's different, but isn't that what Mansell got rubbed out for? This is where it's a grey area, this shoving thing, isn't it? Like, I don't like people getting hurt, but it creates so many things up in the air. Oh, yeah, good call, Grace over the clock. In amongst me trying to get all the cameras set up, I did miss that. I'll do that for the next quarter, because if I do it now, it's going to start at 0. Thank you for the reminder, though. I will do it for the next quarter. Lynch.
That's a push out too.
Nah. Apparently Lynch just jumped 4 or 5 metres forward.
To the danger.
Grock and I were just talking before we come on about the Ds and how it's shaping up to be a very interesting matchup if they keep dropping games. Who would have thought they'd be 0-5? It's crazy. Oh, Taranto almost burst through. I thought Tom Brown was going to get pinged there. We've got 11:13 left on the clock. 11:13 left on the clock. Oh, good tackle. That's a good kick from Murphy Reid. He's going to be a good player.
Great kick.
He just snuck forward. So we've got to get some numbers into the defensive 50 and watch out for the player running past him for a handball as well. Who would be their go-to player to do that? The wraparound handball, Jaden Short style?
Probably Hayden Young.
Yeah, okay. Good spoil, Jacob Blight. Jeez, it looked like there was just one Freo player amongst 5 Richmond then.
Brown with the kick out.
I think we'd much rather that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because it was always like a kick out to the pocket to Miller, so he became the second player. Jonty Fall takes a lovely mark. Good lead-up grab. He's kicked that some distance as well. Oh, unlucky. Lynch got worked under it there. That's a dangerous kick. He's literally hit Vlosten on the chest there. Slingshot. Seth Campbell too far out to score, I would think. Sonzi got same colour boots on. Do you reckon there's a breeze going that way? Because that kick from Jonty Fall went a fair distance.
That was probably 65 metres.
He roosted that. So I'm thinking that's why Sonzi's backing himself here. There must be a breeze.
Normally can't kick over a jam.
And he's going from 52. Tell you what.
Back.
Yeah, there has to be a breeze. There's got to be a breeze there. Sonzi's kicked that. The best part of 55 metres. Good goal, though. Again, 100%. Similar to Morris Croc, it's good to see him get some touches earlier and some positive touches at that.
Absolutely. That was almost a Richmond kick, that one, into the middle and the direct turnover.
It never looked like hitting a Freo player, did it? Oh, a bit early to go the ice in the veins one, Sonzi. Not sure about that. There is a breeze, Craig. Fair enough. Yeah, I haven't got the commentary volume turned up, so I can't hear what they're saying, but it would be a strong assumption that there there is based on that. Human, I've been a Tiger supporter since I was born, so yeah, 38-year or 39-year membership. You've been to Richmond all your life, haven't you, Grok?
Yep. Yeah, grown up in a family of Geelong supporters, so it hasn't
Yeah.
always been fun.
Well, as Freo get the exit there from the centre bounce, Bolton with another inside 50. Miller almost infringed. Oh, got it. Well done, Miller. Stood up in the tackle there. Go, Cappy.
Backer.
The headband. Oh, that's a... Oh, no, that might have worked. Nothing's happened yet. Good pressure, Morris. Unlucky. 1 or 2 goal breeze Trouter, fair enough. It does look like it based on... You look at the Freo guy before he kicked it from about the same spot as Sonzi in it. I think he probably pulled his kick a little bit, but only went to the top of the square. Hopper. Down. Nice releasing handball. We're getting a bit indecisive here. Let's just get the ball moving.
Stuffed around with it.
Great smother, Trezise. Well done. Oh, Jesus Christ. He got absolutely battered there.
That's where we need to be a bit more decisive. 5 handballs and we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, like it wasn't really progressing forward. They just gave Freo time to shut up the space and cause a turnover. That's a good question, Sarge. When do you reckon the last time is, Grok, that we kicked 4 goals in the first quarter? If anyone happens to know that, feel free to shout out.
It would have been last year where we often got, had the fast start, 5 or 6 goals, and then didn't kick any for the rest of the game.
Not sure Hugo Ralph-Smith had that. Oh, Mark Hall, also in a family of Geelong supporters, but he's a Richmond supporter. A lot of bad memories going to watch the two play at Waverley. Yeah, I can remember a couple of those games fairly well, Mark. Not great. But maybe in recent times you've had a bit more of a last laugh. Murphy Reid zips in and out of traffic. Vlauston almost kicked him.
Karma, that was a throw. Yeah, I was at the 2007 Tulsa game, the 157. So, yeah, that wasn't great.
Can anyone tell me what Jaden Short just did there? Like, almost tried to kick it to himself, but didn't. That was weird. I think especially if there is a breeze going down our end, that we're definitely better off having the long kickers kicking out to actually make use of... Oh, Bolton's just...
Dropped it.
Oh, he's paid a shepherd. Oh, no way.
That is the worst call of the season.
How is he paying a block? Trouter, you're right. It was like a Gaelic kick to himself, wasn't it? He just completely fluffed it.
Oh, from that angle.
He took his eyes off the ball. Fair enough. If you take your eyes off the ball and go to bump the bloke, yeah, you're going to get pinged. I don't mind Bolton getting the ball because I've got him in Supercoach draft, so that out in the full actually hurts. So we've got 6 minutes 36 left in the first quarter. He's going to be so good for them. It hurts. Human Beam, if North finish bottom 4, like 15, should Richmond split pick 4 to pick 10 and free agent and another pick? I'm against that. Like when you look at who some of the top prospects are, so the draft kind of gets a bit compromised after about 8 or 9, pick 8 or 9, from what we've heard anyway. Maybe it differs as the year goes on. But I would be, if Duff Tytler and a Dersma or a Rodriguez or whatever is available within those first 5 or 6 picks, you're better off taking them every day of the week, I reckon. Who would you go, Grok? Would you split a pick or would you go for the kids that are already at the top end of the draft?
No, stick to the draft. And Uze said they're going to hit the draft too.
Would you split a pick, though, to try and get 2 teens picks, or would you try and hold on to 2 top 7 picks, for example?
I'd much rather keep the 2 top 5, top 6 picks.
I think so too. with the players coming through, because it kind of feels like the Eagles might be lured in by the Rodriguez prospect being a WA boy, which makes sense for them. So maybe it does mean someone like a Dersma or a Duff Tytler does get to one or two of our picks, as Tracy takes another mark inside 50, which is getting something we have to address.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Rodriguez Duff Tytler combo. Obviously, people are against Duff Tytler. You don't take rucks with your first pick, But again, look at our list profile. Ruck's probably our weakest area. We've got Nankervis, we've got Hayes, and then we've got two projects in Hayes Brown and Kalina, and then it's makeshift Blight, Miller, Ryan.
And I think as well that Duff Tytler, I don't think he's a normal traditional ruckman. Like, he's almost a unicorn, if that makes sense. So it's probably a bit more justified to take the punt on him, as Vlosten really should have got that kick outside of defensive 50, unfortunately. Helena, welcome. Thanks to so good at defending. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best parts of his game, his ability to drop back and to tackle and to chase. It's very, very good. Dave the Dasher, Hopper looking good. He's had a good start, Dave. Agree, mate. Craig, that Tracy's a bit fast for Miller, but what else do we have? And this is the thing with, like, playing Blight as the ruckman means... How is that not holding the ball? It is, okay. So with Blight being the backup ruckman, it really prevents us from dropping him back on Tracy. So that's an interesting thing as well. But I think it comes down to team defense for Tracy. Like, we've got to shut down their ability to get easy inside 50 entry, so we can either team defend or Miller gets half a chance to catch him.
Yeah, based on how this is going, I'd probably prefer Blight down back and Miller through the ruck.
And their ruck stocks are a little bit weakened by not having, like, Luke Jackson playing as well, so it could be something to try. Human Samson Ryan was best on ground last week, arguably, for the VFL. He had about 23 touches, kicked 1 goal, 3, probably should have had at least 2 goals. So that was a bit disappointing.
Well, umpire's gone down.
Oh, no. Hopefully he's all right. Did he get bumped?
I don't know. It looked like he was out in space and then just dropped.
Is he still there? Oh, no, he's back up. Maybe he just rolled his ankle or something. Good to see us regain the ball in the back half. I like that we're switching as well. Yeah, I reckon he's rolled an ankle there. He's a bit ginger. 3 minutes 24. Oh, jeez, he almost got tackled then.
See, how's that not a hold on Nank if the one-on thing was?
Well, he didn't let him have a run and jump at the ball, did he? Oh, it was Shorty.
Oh.
Hopefully he's okay. I think it's just play on. Like, Short's clearly got his eyes on the next possession. They're trying to get into space. It's just one of those things. Nothing will come from that.
The ump didn't go straight back. If you see, just before he crashes into Short, he changes direction. He cuts back inside, right into Short's path.
Oh, Trainer, good pick up. He's hit him around the head twice.
Once again, we don't have heads.
Oh, Dave the Dasher, you're at the game. Nice. How'd you go getting tickets, Dave? Was it easy? I've heard a few people were struggling. As Freo get a clearance from that stoppage inside 50. Well done from Nathan Broad. Oh, Trainer, that bobbled around. Hayden Young's kicked that into the clouds. Mark that, somebody. Oh, shit. Okay, Tom Brown did. 2 minutes 30 to go in the first quarter. 25-22. We've definitely held our own here, Grok, which has been impressive.
100%.
That's a bad kick, though, from Broad. That's the thing.
If we can go into quarter time with a lead, you'd take it.
Absolutely. Great spoil by... he's paid a free kick, but they've gone running away with the ball. See, like that kick down to Seth Campbell just had to be to his advantage. That wasn't great at all. Oh, you mate got your ticket from Adelaide. Nice. Yeah, I heard a lot of people were struggling to get tickets for this. That's holding the ball on trainer, I think. Yeah. Unfortunately, the young kid tried to spin out of trouble and just didn't get the disposal. Yeah, I agree, Trouter. The more we can get the ball in the Tom Brown's hands, the better. We've said for a while now, his kicking is a genuine weapon. Murphy Reid rolls around and slots a goal for the Dockers to put him in front just before the quarter time, which is a little bit annoying. After the work we've done, we've kind of just undone it a little bit there, but it's still only a slender lead. It's not like what we've seen in the first few weeks, at least. Yeah, just try to spin out, and Murphy Reid wrapped him up nicely there.
I just hope they pay that all game.
Yeah, because that's Dean Pryor, isn't it? As soon as you do that turn, that's your chance to have to get rid of it. Minute 30 to go, 25-28. The Dockers have just hit the front. Yeah, Dave, Murphy's a Jet. Apparently a Tiger supporter.
He was, yeah.
Wouldn't mind getting him back. As we win a clearance, McIntosh to Taranto to Hopper. Good to see Hugo with the mullet just flowing in the breeze nicely out wide. Where's your man? Oh, no, it's Lynch. Not shoved under the ball. If he got umpired like a Colonel Mackay, he'd kick heaps of goals, Tom Lynch. Craig, they would have, yep. Trainer and Murphy would have definitely played together at various stages, with and against.
See, how's that not a hold on Taranto?
Yeah. 58 seconds, ball up air into the ground, which is good. Let's see if we can generate a goal. Richmond should get a number 3 mid-season draftee. But we don't have a pick available currently, so we have to rely on a long-term injury or a retiree or something like that. So I'm not sure if either of those things will happen. Well, the Harry Armstrong one would be an interesting case. How shit was that news, though, Got 12 weeks for Harry Armstrong. Jesus.
Yeah. I thought we'd been pretty solid in regards to that this year, but...
It seemed, from what the training reports were, it just seemed very innocuous and unlucky, really. As we have 35 seconds left, Jack Ross streaming into the 50, flicks a handball over, put him under immense pressure. I'm not sure who that was. Oh, Jonty, get a foot. Oh, he's trapped it in. Oh. That was smart to keep it in. There's just no one there following up.
Just needed to swing that leg.
Yeah. Get boot on ball.
Oh.
He stopped it on the line, essentially. That was... Oh, trainer. That's nearly 50.
50.
10 seconds. Get it in there, Luke. Good boy. Where's Jonty? Nah, we needed someone to mark that, unfortunately. As the siren will go for quarter time, Richmond 26, Freo 28. It's not a bad start. I mean, yeah, if you were to say that you're going to be only 2 points down at quarter time, as Caleb Sarong's pissing and moaning about something, you would definitely take that, Grok, I reckon, a 2-point deficit.
100%, considering we were in front for probably 85% of that quarter. Yeah, positive signs. Obviously, there were some dud calls that led to goals for Freo, but yeah, it's positive signs. Jonty's competing well. Morris Rioli really look good. Hopper's having a pretty good game through the midfield as well, and obviously Nank. So yeah, some positive signs.
Definitely some positive signs. Clint, I can't agree with you, Clint. I'm not sure how you can say there's still no game plan. Like, they're moving the ball around, switching it, taking off the 45-degree angle kicks, playing on from handball. Like, I think it's pretty clear what they're trying to do. I'm not sure what you're expecting to see. Like, out of interest, Clint, what do you want when you say no game plan? What are you wanting to see? Because I think it's there. We won't see it for 4 quarters, but it's there. You can see what they're trying to do. We just can't do it consistently as often as we would like, unfortunately. But I think you can definitely see the bits and pieces that they're having a crack at. As we'll bring up some stats courtesy of the AFL website. What do we want? Just Richmond stats. We don't care about Fremantle. Jacob Hopper, Grok leading disposal getter, 11 touches, 2 tackles, 4 clearances. He has had a good start, as Dave pointed out. Jaden Short, 8 disposals, only 156 metres gained. I mean, to say only, it's only been a quarter, so hopefully that keeps creeping up. Camden McIntosh got the 1 goal, obviously, and 8 disposals, 2 tackles, 1 clearance. Seems like he's niggling and getting under the skin of Sarong as well, which I think will help go a long way to prolonging what the potential damage may be of this.
100%. And it sucks for me because I've got Sarong as my captain in Supercoach.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not too pleased with that from that perspective, but Camden's given him an absolute bath so far.
So what's Sarong had? He's had 4 disposals, 2 tackles, 1 clearance. He only had 12 metres gained though, Caleb Sarong. So I think it's kind of similar to the Patrick Cripps thing, isn't it? Where Sarong's probably going to be good enough to get it 25 or 30 times anyway. But if we can limit the amount of distance he covers with the ball and the targets he hits, then we'll take it as a win. Nick Vlosten, 7 disposals, 4 marks. Tim Taranto, 7 disposals, 1 clearance. Tom Brown, 7 disposals, 1 tackle. Luke Trainer, 6 disposals. Nang's got 6 disposals. He's got a tackle, a couple of clearances, 13 hitouts, negative 19 metres gained, but that's okay. He's probably handballing back out of packs to our runners, so that's not so bad. At saying Trezise hasn't had a touch. I could have sworn he had a blast kick. Interesting. Maybe he didn't.
I did the smother, but then that was it.
That was it, was it? Okay. Looking at some of the team stats, inside 50s, we're losing 9-16. So we've actually been, I suppose, reasonably efficient then in that sense that we're scoring quite well when we go in there. Disposal efficiency, Grok, we're at 79.6%. So our 2025 average is 72.3. That's a positive sign. And like you said, there was that Freo kick that went into the corridor that missed the target that felt like something we would usually do. So nice to see an opposition player do one of those for once.
Yeah, absolutely. For those people at the game, I'm curious if you could do me a favour and watch when we transition from defence to forward, how many times we ignore an option in the corridor. I've been to 2 games this year, the Carlton and the St Kilda game, and I probably counted at least a dozen times where we've gone long to the goal square instead of hitting off the kick into the corridor. We've had players in 15 metres of space, all clear, sort of between the goal square and the 50. So it'd be interesting if you guys can watch for that as well.
And Kay McCullough's not playing because he's currently injured. Unfortunately, had, I guess you'd call it a hot spot or a foot issue. So they've rested him for a couple of weeks, but apparently should be available for the Gold Coast game, which would be nice. Skipper says there's effort. That's all we can ask at the moment. I think there's definitely effort. There's definitely structure and direction. It's just trying to see it all combined into one fluently is not where we're at with our football. But effort, I think effort's the underpinning thing though, isn't it, Grok? Similar to, Brisbane. I know Brisbane probably took their foot off their pedal late in the game against us. But if we see effort for 4 quarters, I think more often than not, you'll walk away like, yeah, you know what, they had a crack. And that's kind of what we're after.
Absolutely. As long as we can keep the pressure up and run the game out as much as possible. Obviously, there's a chance with the heat that in a young side that we drop off towards the end. But our 4th quarters have been genuinely okay, besides that St Kilda aberration a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully we can continue pushing throughout the rest of the game. But we just want to see effort.
15 minutes to the VFL. Thank you, Jones Racing. We'll have to keep an eye on that too.
That was definitely a play on.
Human Beam brings up Juddy Clark. How good is it to see him in the mix to come back in a couple of weeks. What'd they say? 3 or 4 weeks, I think it was, from playing VFL. He's been, from what we've heard from like training reports and stuff like that, he's been itching to be able to get back out there and train like in full capacity. I think he started doing contract training and everything like that. But yeah, I suppose just entering now the final phase of the recovery. But where do you see Juddy Clark playing, Brock, when he comes back in, whether it's VFL, AFL, whatever it might be? Do you see him, like we drafted him as a small sort of forward who's got good goal sense, but there's been a lot of speculation that we could maybe use him up the ground more on the wing or at half back. Where do you see his best footy potentially?
I reckon he'll be on the wing.
Do you think he's got the capability to force himself into the AFL side on a wing?
I reckon he does. He's got pace. He's got line breaking ability. He's got a decent fitness base. So I reckon there's every chance that he lines up on a wing or as a high half forward who pushes up the ground.
Yeah, I'd like to see him on a wing too. A few people floated the half back to utilise his disposal. I think he can force his way in. It won't happen straight away, obviously, because Hugo's just landed back in there. Obviously, they're persisting with Trezise as well. If you're looking for a like for like, I suppose he's probably gunning for Trezise's spot, isn't he, on the wing?
Yeah, I also, as Sean just said, I could also see him doing that Lambert role as the mid-forward transition outlet type runner.
He's got pretty good work rate, so that wouldn't be the worst thing to see either. Second quarter going to be very interesting. Obviously, the Dockers now kicking with what seems like a 2-goal breeze, as David mentioned. Do we do anything different with Fremantle kicking with the breeze, or do you just go head-to-head and let it unfold?
I think at this point with a young list, just let it go. I mean, it's a learning opportunity for them in either fashion. You may as well just back them in, let them go, let them play their natural game, and whatever happens will happen. But they'll be better for the run.
I agree. Unless it picks up and it's like a 4 or 5 or 6 goal breeze, then you maybe chuck one behind the ball. But yeah, I agree. Just let him go. Let him go head to head. Dave, Jody on the wing or half forward. Grace Oak, thank you for the clock. Thank you for that. Morris looks lively. Ryan wouldn't like that matchup. 100%, Jack. 100%. And that's what he's in the side to do, isn't it? Like I know in everyone's dream world that the small forward role's getting 15 to 20 touches, kicking 3 goals a game, but history shows. You look at Castagna, was never a high possession forward. Butler was never a high possession forward, like a small forward. And I would hazard a guess that they've got a little bit different KPIs than some other medium forwards, I guess. But as long as he's pressuring and chasing and making the Freo players think twice when they're picking up a ball because they might get tackled, that's all we can ask for. And the fact he's got 2 goals on the board as well for himself is really good reward for effort. So very good start from Morris. I don't think you could have asked him to start much better, to be honest. Dave says the ground looks very skinny width-wise. I think that's why our game plan is a little altered. Interesting. Can't be any.
It doesn't look very as narrow as Norwood or Geelong on the thing. It looks like a relatively standard sized ground.
Yeah. Ball's about to be bounced. If anyone wants to pause and wait, 3, 2. Oh, they've just started it. Geez, I don't know why they're having the ball get bounced from a helicopter view shot that no one can see. But anyway, we're away for the second quarter, and the time is up. Thank you, Greystoke. Interesting to see how we go in the second quarter. Good run through the middle. So even that running there, and I know Hugo didn't get the ball then, but that running to position that's unrewarded really drags players out of positions, and it's so helpful for other players. Alex Pearce cuts in front of Tom Lynch there. That's what we need to try and make sure he doesn't do. It's a good mark from Pearce. Taranto with a little handball down. This is where we dick around with it a little bit too much. Good vision.
Nice.
Oh, thank you for that, Skipper. So they just they interviewed Uze. He's talking that supply being the problem, as in our supply to our forwards, or us allowing them easy supply to their forwards, or both. Maybe it's both.
Nice.
Jonty. There's Morris with the pressure. Oh, we can't let him just stand up in a tackle, though. Gee, that was a good diving mark, to be fair. That could have easily bobbled out.
Another hack kick that hits a target for them.
Yeah. How often does that happen, do you reckon? Hack kicks just... Oh, no, Broad just dropped what he should have taken. Yeah, hack kicks go inside 50 and there's just a random forward sitting there playing in front. Okay, so our supply being the issue, Skipper. Nice, thank you for that. You can rush it through. Oh, he's hit a target. Fuck. Jonty crushing. Do you reckon that's his sole job on Pearce? He's just been given the instruction, don't let Pearce mark the ball?
Just take the body when you can.
He threw that out.
Throw.
Yeah, there we go. He just shoveled it. He's just And we've got to remember as well that Freo, for all intents and purposes, should be a top 6 side. So they're obviously a bit more advanced than what we are with their football cycle and development and experience and shit like that. So they're a good team. So the fact that we're sort of hanging at the moment is good. I don't think the Freo played his eyes on the ball there. No, he didn't. Front on contact to Hugo Ralsmith, who I think's done okay so far, Grok.
See, this is where we've got... See, look at that in the middle.
Great kick. Which bit in the middle? As in a corridor, how they had the corridor guarded?
No, they didn't. We had 2 players in there at the top of the screen when that kick went in. It's just a good thing Lynch had so much space.
Tom Lynch with a very difficult kick. Not sure how the breeze is going to go in that part of the ground. Wrong side for a right footer, but the big lunchtime strolls in. That's looking okay off the boot. He's got it. That's a great kick. Well done, Tom Lynch. It's lunchtime. Can we say, yeah, it's lunchtime, Sarge? We can absolutely say it. We can, can we declare the time? Well done on multiple fronts there. Hugo for keeping his eyes on the ball and copping one in the mush for his troubles. And then his pass inside 50. That's a good kick, isn't it? Big Tom Lynch as well. You love to see it. Love to see Lynchy getting goals. Do you reckon our expectations of Lynch need to change, Grok, given his age, where our list is going? Like, we'd obviously love to see him kick 4 or 5 goals some weeks, maybe 2 or 3 most other weeks. Do we feel like that 1 goal a game is kind of, and just a huge effort and contesting is where we're at?
Yeah, I mean, you have a look. He's played, 8 games in 2.5 years. He's 32 or 33. I definitely think now he's got to play that Jack Riewoldt role of, like, just taking bodies away from some of the younger forwards.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Still want him to be dangerous. And to Clint's point, I agree, mate, that where possible, don't engage and wrestle. There's no secret that when a forward's on a lead, you're a much better chance of getting a mark rather than just putting your arm up in the air. I know there's times where that has to happen. It just doesn't seem high probability, does it? So I'm with you on that, Clint. Steely Green. Stop it. What a goal.
Steely stole that one.
Had absolutely no right to kick that, Steely Green. That is incredible. Get around the young man. How's he done that then? Another big contest up forward. Lynch getting held off the ball again. It was Blight that got the run at it. Front and centre roving from Steely Green, as all good small forwards should be. What a finish. Gives the high five to the crowd. Yeah, Craig, good call. That started back to Ralph Smith as well with his tackle, pinning the arm and holding the ball. Very, very good effort. What a goal. Like, if you go to the park and try those, they are hard to kick. They are so difficult. Mortal Wombat, is that right? The game's not on in Queensland.
That's high to Nank.
Yeah, Nank. As in free-to-air Mortal? I suppose it's only on Fox Footy, isn't it? Good kick from... Oh, let's play on. Gee, okay, well, fair enough. They didn't pay the other ones. They didn't pay Camden's. Inside 50 from K-Mac. Oh, Lynch has his arm pulled down. Any danger?
Free.
Great smother, Jack Ross. Well done.
How's that not a free to Lynch after the ball's gone? Got dragged to the ground.
Dragged out. Watch this. Just thrown out. Wow. Helena, agree. Ralston from Rioli, massive wins. Agree. It's the like, I don't know what our official pressure rating is. I'm not sure if anyone's seen that on the broadcast at all. I don't know whether it would be over 200, but I think it would be better than usual with Rioli and Ralsmith doing their thing, especially up the ground a bit as well.
Pressure factor 203 to 131 this quarter.
Good timing. Geez, 131. That's extraordinarily low, isn't it? Come on, Miller. Oh, Tracy's turned him inside out there. Good tackle, Trezise. Dropping the ball. He hasn't really disposed of that, I wouldn't have thought. Yeah, well done. One percenters is where it's at. I agree, Craig. When players are smothering, doing small things like that, oh, that's dangerous. It lifts everybody else. I think when you see people prepared to do those small things. Where's he going, Brody?
Yeah, I don't mind this. Take your time. Make sure you don't turn it over, especially in the defensive half.
Yeah. I mean, inevitably, it does usually end up with a kick like that down the line, doesn't it? But Jonty stole it from his hand. Oh, Jesus, Nank's gone in hard there. He's sitting on it. He's still sitting on it. Oh, it just moved out enough for Darcy not to be pinged there. We've got 14 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second quarter. Thompson Dow, clearance. I tell you what, Grok, Dow's been okay. I'm talking about the year as Jack Ross goes inside 50 for a flying shot at goal, just misses.
Our midfield as a whole has been really, really good today.
And I know, look, without it sounding disrespectful, because it's definitely not meant that way, I know Dow's not the forever answer, and the 1 year contract kind of says as much, but he's performing his role very well for what we need right now, as he just gets another important win, contested ball win there. Oh. I think you'd be genuinely hard pressed to find people knocking Dow's game.
Hopper just needed to give that first handball.
He's not done that a few times this year, hasn't he? He's kind of held on for 1 or 2 seconds too long as Nank wrestles with Darcy. Oh, that's a good tap on. Bolton entering inside 50 is always dangerous. Trezise. We just didn't have the numbers getting back in space in time. Sarge reckons Jonty's got so much sunscreen on he could pass as the Joker at cosplay. All right, it is nearly 1:30. We're going to see if we can find the VFL.
And that's on Trezise. He got sucked up into the contest.
Yeah, and they just had that number out the back.
Yeah, there was a Nankon Pierce, like you just needed to back Nank, force a ball up, rather than get sucked in and allow that easy over the top to Bolton. Bolton was the dangerous player there.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, where would this link be on the AFL website?
You got to go to matches and then watch. Oh no, it won't be on the thing because I think it's VFL.
No, I checked the VFL specific one and it definitely wasn't there. Oh, Hayden Young with it inside 50, just too much on it. Yeah, I don't know where this video is going to pop up. If anyone knows. Gather around. Oh, no, might be in that. Get rid of it, Nank. Nice.
I'll send it to you.
Good tackle. How long's he had?
I sent a link to the article on the AFL website. It's got the video player in there. Jonty. Oh, no one there. How far's he run?
Oh, yep. Awesome. Thank you. Pressure's still been okay. Come on. Oh, no, always got the handball away. We've shown a little bit more, composure in defensive 50 as well, which is nice. Good exit kick into the middle. Oh, go Steely. Oh, unlucky. Oh, good. He's giving away free. Oh, Fremantle through. Lost him. No, that's all right. Well done. What a shame. We had a pretty good counter-attack chance there. Nank just smashing through Sean Darcy. Bolter taking a kick out in the VFL. Good kick. Hugo's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Look, we're still doing okay. Still ahead. I'd love to see an update on the pressure rating, just to see if we've been able to maintain it or if it's dropped or what the go is. I think Nate just got him a little bit high there, unfortunately.
That top 3 disposal getters all Tigers and top 3 clearance players all Tigers.
And that's been a big thing for us, hasn't it? Is our midfield hasn't really been getting a lot of disposals in the first few games, have they? Like we might have Hopper or Taranto get a good number, but we've never had everyone firing.
But that's not a new thing. That even through our premiership years, most of our mids only averaged about 20 possessions a game.
Yeah. Oh, O'Meara. Touch that. Good. Well done. Gone to the pocket. Trouter, it's a good call. Will be interesting to see how Sean Darcy goes in the second half against Nank. So we had Druzy on from Freo Faithful, and yeah, even he wasn't overly convinced. I don't think that Sean Darcy's fully up to it. I think he played in the Waffle last week and I think did okay, but I'm not sure if he's got the full match fitness behind him that they would like.
Jonty again.
The academy side is on 2 behinds. Richmond yet to score. Noah Bolter taking another kick out. Good tackle from Blight. Oh, K-Mac just going for a ride. That's got to be close, yeah. Jack Ross has been good today, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Bolter with a nice run outside defensive 50 and delivery to Kalina, I think it was, who then kicks into the man on the mark.
Through the middle again.
Ah, Young. Can't
Again,
leave
too
it.
easy.
Yeah, way too easy through the middle there. That's a bit disappointing to give up a goal like that, isn't it?
Yeah. I still think we need to change the way we defend. Defend the corridor. It's a dangerous space. Force them out wide. Let them take the wings. I'd much rather them taking shots from pockets and out wide than being able to run through the corridor like that.
No one was on him, was it? Were they? To get the ball moving. Kane reckons we've dropped off a little bit here. It does seem like that a combination of that and Freo lifting a little bit too. I wonder if it's a bit of a communication thing. Smiley just gets through the middle of a couple of players there with a nice releasing handball. Tigers VFL go inside 50. The tap's down there. See, that was better from Taranto releasing the ball straight away. Oh, K-Max lost his headband. He's lost the power. Tigers VFL scored a goal. I don't know who it was, though, because I was watching the AFL.
Showing Macca's headband.
If they're not careful, someone will streak the ground to get that. That's a valuable commodity right there, that headband. Good from Dowing close again with that release to Hopper. Gee, that's a good mark from Pearce. He's played on, though. Oh, how they let him go back and have another kick?
Tracy.
That's a strong mark. Yeah, you wouldn't mind seeing Blight on him, would you? But then it compromises the rucking side of the game.
And this is where Bolter in would have made a big difference.
Yeah. As Tracy
Nails it.
gun barrel straight. Well, we need to see a bit of a response here.
100%, Dave. And that people are on, like, people are banging on about we can't be going, forward if we're playing Macintosh. But we lost Bolton, we lost Graham, we lost Baker. And in Baker and Graham, we lost two of the harder working players in the side. Macintosh is probably the most senior player out there in terms of like games played, besides Lynch. But like he's the one that sets the example for pure work rate. He's the one that a lot of the younger players should be modelling on. This is the work rate that's required to be an AFL player.
It's a nice little shot above the ground. It's a beautiful area.
That's a throw.
Oh, got a scrap here, boys. Got a scrap. Nice kick.
This is where I'd like us to see a switch.
Go
back the other way.
Yeah, and not get ultra predictable just going down the line. I feel that it starts to play into Fremantle's hands a bit, like it does when we force teams to do the same thing. Nice, Morris. Got his fingertips in there very nicely. Good mark, Lynch. Can we make something happen here? We've got play streaming forward. Moves it quickly, but not to the advantage of Seth Campbell, unfortunately. Just wasn't a good entrance kick. Oh, got a handball that, Brown. Jeez, he was lucky to get out of that. Oh, he scuffed it. Everyone seemed to stop them. Liam Fawcett's lining up for a shot at goal. Oh, that's an absolute shank from Fawcett. He has the power back. Oh, Kalina just steps through a couple of people. Does that every day. Come on, boys. Need one yet. Go, go, go. That's a big letdown, that inside 50 entry, isn't it?
100%.
Like, they've worked the ball so well up the ground to get it to that, and then it's just a kick to no one. Yeah, Dave Smiley is playing in the VFL one. Yep. And that entry grok, that's the difference between the good teams who are performing strongly more consistently because they lower their eyes and actually hit their targets inside 50. And we've missed about three or four now that should have been able to get onto someone's chest. Whereas Freo, they're hitting Tracy more often than not, aren't they?
Yeah. The actual foot skills of the two teams have been massively different the last 10 minutes. A lot of our kicks are going high overheads or dropping short. This Freo are actually hitting their targets.
And it could be a case of Freo's pressure rising a bit as well, and now it's dropping off. Good pick up from Blight. 4 minutes 27 left in the quarter. Oh, Nank. Can't try and do too much. You're a big lumbering ruckman. Oh, that was...
We had a player free in the middle, and they didn't even look. I think that was Dow. That's what shits me.
And then they get a really nice, easy 450 entry. And just the skill level of that pass, hitting their forward target, lace out. It feels like they've been the ones we've been missing.
Like, we get too focused on going down the line that we're missing the easy options in board.
Yeah, it's like they get scared and go back into their shell. The Richmond VFL one is on the AFL website. There's like a news article. They'll have like a Watch Now browser link.
Oh, he shanked it.
Yeah, well, it's not even got a score, has it? It's missed everything. VFL update, the under 18s are on 2 behinds. Richmond's on 12. 2 goals straight. Three minutes 22. It'd be good to get one back here just to... Oh, that's a dangerous kick.
Oh,
and
Ross.
If Ross had it collected, we might have made it work. Hey. Don't give away a free kick.
The free kick for us for rough conduct.
Jeez, how do you pick one out of that, though? Like, even though I know we got it, but like, they're all pushing and shoving each other, aren't they? We'll take it, though. We'll take it.
I think they paid it because the ball was dead.
Okay. Oh, he's passed it. He's kicked it out in the full. That's a bad kick, isn't it? When you're hitting up a loose man and you've put it out in the full. Oh no, what are they? Two minutes 40 left. Nank strong in the ruck. Oh, nice little spin there from Hugo.
Toronto with just a long hack bomb.
The blast kick down the line. Like when you've got Pearce and Luke Ryan as the opposing defenders, that type of kick's not great for our forwards, is it? It's just too easy for them to pick off. Sam Flockhart, another goal for the Tigers VFL. They're on 3 goals straight, 18. Someone go to him. Freo definitely feels like they're starting to get on top now. Bolton takes a mark inside 50. The last 5 to 8 minutes, they've really stepped it up a notch. We just haven't been able to go with them, have we?
We just can't hit a target beyond forward of centre.
Yeah.
We get it to half back, and then it's just that bomb to Pearce and Ryan.
They've got to get back to looking inboard and assessing what options they've got. Oh, Bolton, that's a shocking kick.
At that point, you're better off just going short, chipping up, and then making them actually defend.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, that's what teams do against us, and they have done for 3 years. And it's like, well, how dumb are we that we haven't figured out that that's what's effective against a team that's pressuring, that when we're under pressure, we don't follow suit.
We don't do the same back. Exactly right. As Duff Tytler just kicks a goal for the under-18s for his audition. Oh, geez, that was lucky. I thought there was going to be a costly drop mark there from Lukey Trainer, but we got the free kick. 47 seconds. Do we just try and run the clock down and reset after half time? Smiley with a good handballing extraction clearance. In the back, surely. No. Wow. 22 seconds. Bolton from 50. Oh, Jesus Christ. Broad's going to run to the post. How was that not in the back to Luke Trainer? Bolton just landed on him. "12 seconds till half time. Surely we can hold on here." Vlosten just pumps it down the line. 5 seconds, 4, 3. Don't think either team will have time to do anything of note here. That should just about do it for half time. Richmond going into half time, 10 points down, which still isn't the worst. 39 to 49. Freo look visibly frustrated by this. But look, we probably undid our hard work in the later part of that quarter there as a bit of a scuffle breaks out. Probably disappointing to concede how we did in the last 7 or 8 minutes to allow Freo back in and then to hit the front. But for the first quarter and a half, I think we were working really well. Pressure was good. And it just faded. We get a chance to go into the rooms, cool down, freshen up, and hopefully reset for a big second half. But they're still well and truly in it, which is the good thing, Brock.
Absolutely. I mean, we defended pretty well that quarter with how much ball went into Freo's forward line. So, yeah, as long as we can keep it up, obviously we've got the breeze this quarter.
That's true. I forgot about the breeze, yeah.
It's a little disappointing because we started off that quarter really, really well, obviously with the goals to Lynch and that ripper from Steely Green. But from that point on, it was all Freo. Hopefully we can just lower our eyes a little bit. I mean, with how many players Freo have got free down the line, it means there's going to be a free target somewhere for us to hit, either short or mid-length. So I just want to see us not bomb so much. It's frustrating to watch, especially when you can see they've got free players sort of through the middle. So I'd really like us to actually just start showing a little bit more composure with the ball, especially the leaders.
Yeah, exactly. And it was we just lost our way a bit, didn't we? Like I said, whether it was a bit of a combination of their pressure getting a bit too much or what it might have been, but we weren't lowering the eyes, just blast kicking, just ugly football, just sort of panic and non-structured football. So we can reset and get back to what we we're doing in the first half. We might be a bit of a chance. It would be nice if we could kick into a leading forward. Agree, Melanie, agree. That's been, a bit of the sticking point that we're bombing it long to nobody, essentially. And it's just easy for opposition to cut that out, especially like we said before, with Luke Ryan and Alex Pearce down there, who are two very, very good defenders. You can't just bomb it in like that. It just plays into their hands too much. I'll bring up some stats, but still 10 points down. Not so bad at this stage. It was just a disappointing end to the half. But in terms of stat-wise, disposals, Jacob Hopper leading the way on 20 disposals, 4 tackles, 4 clearances. Tim Taranto on 17 disposals, 3 marks, 4 tackles, 2 clearances. Shorty on 15 disposals. Thompson Dow, 14 disposals, 1 tackle, 3 clearances. Sam Banks, 14 disposals. Luke Traynor up to 13. 6 marks as well from Luke Traynor, which is really, really good. Camden McIntosh, 13, including the goal. Loston, 12. Hugo, 12. Tom Brown, 12. Nank, 11. And the rest kind of all just filtered down from there. Tackle-wise, Tim Taranto leading the way with tackles, 4. Jacob Hopper, 4. Loston, 2. Trezise, 2. Nank, 2. And then a heap of individual tackles as well. But we also have the VFL game going on as well at the moment. Richmond, 3 goals straight, 18 to the Academy under-18s are on 8 points. Cooper Duff Tytler kicked the goal for the under-18s, which he is a potential number 1 draft pick in the making, Grok, isn't he? The big ruckman who does everything. Ground level is pretty good. In the air, pretty good. I think he had about 26 disposals and a few goals in one of his first few Coates League games as well this year. Oh, if I looked at my camera, Grok's not there. Very good. Duff Tytler is one to look out for, folks, if you aren't across the draft names. Cooper Duff Tytler. Smiley's been playing all right. He had a couple of really nice clearing handballs. When I say clearing, I don't mean smashing it forward, but like releasing a player from clearance, which he showed a bit of last week as well. Bolt has had a couple of nice moments kicking out from fullback. I think he ran the ball out of defensive 50 and hit a 45-degree pass into the corridor, which opened up the ground a bit. Kalina's looked okay. Fawcett's been jumping at everything up forward, which is good. So it's nice to see some of the AFL listed boys playing as Hayes Brown just takes it out of the ruck there and tries to burst his way through, but doesn't get too far. It's an interesting concept though, isn't it? Playing the AFL under-18 academy kids. I don't mind it. Sort of gives them a chance to put their best foot forward for getting drafted. Because you've got to remember this, so last year, I think this game was played against the Bulldogs. So if we just think back to the kids we just drafted, a lot of them would have been playing in this game. And I would say a lot of us never watched that game because it wasn't very well advertised. So yeah, to be able to see some of these draftees running around with who we might pick up is pretty good. Bolter would have been handy today. I still think that it was the right call for the VFL for no other reason other than he's not played football, like a game of football, since August last year. It's a long time. It's a long time that I've played any footy. And the risk is, especially in the heat as well, the risk is that he's going to blow up at half time. So I think from a football perspective, it made sense. And a lot of people won't like it, but I can definitely understand the merit and the reason why they opted to do that. He'll be potentially he's back in next week. It's just the VFL bye coming at a shit time as well. It was just, poor timing for a lot of different things. Smiley tackling, a lot of clearance machine. Oh, is he tackled as well? No, I haven't. I've kind of been trying to watch both, but that's good that he's tackling too. I know he was very eager to lay some tackles early last week. He gave away a couple of high free kicks. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he plays in this game. I know it's not worth 4 points or anything, but just to see what they do from a fitness perspective. It kind of, does everyone else get the vibe that it feels like we're gearing Smiley up for an Anzac Eve debut? I can't help but feel that that's what we're targeting. So I don't reckon we'll see him against Gold Coast, but I feel like that Smiley is maybe pushing for an Anzac Eve debut. I think it's good to try and get the kids in on the big stage if their form warrants it. because we don't have many big stage games this year. As Kalina takes a big mark inside 50, looking to handball, just kick the goal, mate. Just go back and have a shot. I called play on now. Jesus Christ. He's found a target, though. Force it. Wheels around, snaps a goal. Well done, the tap. Sean, you reckon Bolter in next week? Quite possibly against the Suns. Dave the Dasher, Smiley's point of difference as a midfielder is his reach to grab the ball at its highest point off the ruckman. It's a fair point, and he actually gets his hands up in the air for a good release handball too. It's been fascinating watching him, and he handballs very similar to Sam Lawler, and it sounds very silly, but their ability to hold onto the ball for like half a second longer, wait for someone to get into space and then release it is really good. So I really like that from Josh Smiley. Clint likes their efforts. You just can't get experience overnight. Agree, mate, agree. So they need to get coached correctly. I think they probably it's hard. Like, we'll never know the answer, right? But I would like to think they're being coached correctly. It's just harder for them to execute for longer, I guess. Finally, a change on Bolton. Yeah, Bolton was getting a bit dangerous, wasn't he, Clint? Very dangerous. No, I've always seen Smiley as a really tall Jagger Smith, and if he can improve his contested marking, would be such an incredible player. Yeah, a lot of people were always talking about the contested marking, weren't they? Sean Price, are we playing in Anzac Eve? Yes, Melbourne. Yep. Melbourne we are playing. And we play the VFL games the Thursday morning as well against Casey. The Declan, yeah, as Noah said, the VFL is on the AFL website. There's like a link in the news articles to a web browser to watch the VFL game.
It's a good call, Sean. You can tell that we're missing his kicking and hitting targets inside 50.
Samuel Lawler, yeah.
Compare that to last week. Chalk and cheese.
He's a beautiful kick of the ball inside 50.
So I had to go get a fan out of my bedroom.
I know, I've got a little desk fan plugged in here too.
Shocking.
But, no, good to see some of the young kids out and about. It would have been nice to have seen Algren, maybe Sims play today as well, but I also get it's a long season for the first-year players, so probably not the worst time for them to have a week off to freshen up for their next stint of VFL games. So I completely understand why we would do that, but good to see that at least Smiley's playing. And Campbell Gray too. He could be getting close, although Bolter coming back probably stunts any chance Campbell Gray had of playing, I reckon.
No doozy. I've got one can left and I'm saving it for a special announcement. But I do have Kieran Huquette's green apple, sort of like the 196.
Ooh.
But it's green apple flavoured and it is absolutely delicious.
Can't go wrong with green apple, I reckon. Quarter time at RSEA Park. Under 18s 10, Richmond VFL 24. Now, the other player that's playing today, not in any of these two games, but Archie Daffy, I believe I read somewhere, I think it was Tiggs 2010, I think it was, on the Big Footy board, mentioned that Archie's been named to play his first game for Geelong today. So hopefully that is all accurate and hopefully has a really good game. From the small snippet I posted of Archie Daffy, he looks really good. So he'll be eligible for 2026. So another one to keep an eye on. Then we've got Louis Callaway. So all the sample guys had the week off this week because of, the game that's on now, I guess. So they're missing a few plays, the sample mob. But Callaway tracking okay as well, Grok.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jack Lees as well. We've got some pretty solid father-sons coming through, which is nice for a change. I feel like for a club that's been, in the comp for 140 years, we've been done with father-sons compared to someone like the Bulldogs and Collingwood, even Geelong. So, yeah, it's nice to see that we've got some actual talent coming through. No, not saving it for Jonty's first goal, JR. There's a Tiger Cast announcement coming soon that, I'm saving for.
Jack, your AFL website, if you click on news, there's like an article about the under-18s versus Richmond VFL. Click on that, and there's a media player within there that you can watch. Second quarter for that game starting soon. you mentioned Jack Lees. I remember you saying that he is why you weren't as devastated we didn't pick up Jagger Smith. And I know you weren't saying that he's the same player as Jagger Smith, but explain what your reference or what you're meaning about that part of it.
People were upset we passed on Jagger because of the whole our midfield being one-paced, and we don't have a mid who racks up a lot of the ball relatively easy and pressures. And even though Jack Lees isn't to the output of what Jagger was, he plays that very similar outside accumulating type. He's got some speed about him, and he's working on his actual defensive game. He came on a post on the Tiger Cast Facebook page and admitted that his defensive game wasn't as strong. That'll be his main focus for this year. So yeah, I wasn't so much missing out on Jagger and upset about it like a lot of others, because again, why pay for a top 3 pick for Jagger when Lawler was clearly a more pressing need, and we're going to get I hate to say it, but like a Kmart Jagger in Jack Lees is going to be cheaper for us in the first place.
And to Noah's point, there's Tanner Armstrong that's running around today as well, playing against Archie Daffy, funnily enough, as Noah pointed out, who is our 2026 NGA prospect, a bit of a running halfback. So that's not another good one to have coming through. And then there's obviously Cody Walker as well, who, look, if you're a betting man, you're saying that Cody Walker's going to Carlton under father-son, with Andrew Walker being his father. There's honestly a part of me that with the way Carlton keep playing, I know they won last night against West Coast quite comfortably. I still don't know if everything's all well at Carlton, and maybe that's the slight angle that Blair and Ry Geeshan need to try and weasel their way in. I have heard they are doing a power of work to try and convince him otherwise, and I think good on him. Like, he's in the academy, he may as well have a crack and try and convince him. We don't really lose anything from doing that. So he'd be a nice one to get, and I guess the argument would be, if you come to us, you're probably going to come in straight away and move up with these guys, whereas with Carlton, he might have to wait a bit before he starts playing.
100%. Like, you have a look at Carlton's list. Cripps is, probably not got much left in him based on the way that he plays. Wiedering's getting towards the end of his career. Like, all of these players over the next 3 or 4 years are going to be phased out, and they'll be back down the bottom. Well, I say back down the bottom. They're down the bottom anyway. But there'll be even more pain in the next 2 or 3 years for Carlton, whereas we should continue to develop as well. And we've got the culture in place. Carlton's culture is still iffy. That's the one thing that they haven't changed. So throw everything at Cody Walker, because again, it's free swing for us. JR, Carlton will turn Jagger into Kmart Jagger. Now they'll turn him into Kmart Jack Lees. Jack, I much prefer Harley Reid. I think that his game plan will be a lot better for us than Butters. Butters has also got the injury-prone stuff, and given that the injury history, so given that they're probably going to cost very similar in a trade, I'd much rather go for Harley Reid and pair him up with Sam Lawler, which the club is really keen to do. And Josh Smiley is our mids for the next decade than Butters, who, again, is very much is a solid player, but I just think Harley Reid's got a much higher ceiling and it'll be much more damaging.
Kind of feels like, and this might seem like a silly call, but it almost feels like that Butters is almost 2 years too far ahead of where we're at as a team, whereas Reid would be able to grow with the team. He's almost the same age as the draftees. But to Noah's point, it sounds like that Uze's come out and said pretty firmly that we're happy to target the draft again. And there still could be a free agency option as well. Would Butters be a trade or free agent?
Butters would probably, see, it's interesting. Guarantee that Port will match. And
force the trade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also need to have a look. Harley Reid played for the Rebels. And we've drafted a few Rebels from, in the draft over the past couple of years. So they would have been at the Rebels as under 16s with Reid coming through as well. Obviously, Lawler was a Rebel. Jonty Fall was a Rebel. Houghton, I believe, was a rebel. Like, they would have all grown up through a couple of years difference, but similar representative football sides. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't mind either way, whether we go trade, free agent, or draft. Like I said earlier, it's very, very enticing to get someone like a Duff Tytler and whether it's a Rodriguez, a Dersman, whatever it might be, in for your first 2 picks, and you get Louis Callaway a bit later on, hopefully for not too much. He could come in and play a role at some point down the track. So yeah, fingers crossed we can execute that.
Yeah, Harley Reid is better, Dave, but you've also got CDT, who Cooper Duff Tytler, who is a ruckman, but he's essentially he's a 206 or 207 centimeter midfielder. Essentially, he's that quick for a big bloke. He runs a sub 3 second 20-meter sprint, which for someone of his size is insane.
Yeah, that's batshit crazy. Smiley's got a really nice clearance then as well. Hit a target by foot. Dougie Cochran, he goes all right as well. He's actually really good to watch. Clint says, I do believe go for a ruck with the first draft. Keep developing. Don't rely on father-sons over talent in the first 20 picks. Bud is perfect for us, aggressive and quick. Just not sure on the age profile. It's a really hard one. I can see arguments for both sides on that one with Zach Butters. He can seriously play, obviously. As Bolter gets a nice releasing handball there in the back line. Cochran, potential number 1 pick in 2026, 5 to 6 goals. Yeah, he's always thereabouts in most games, Noah, I reckon, all the ones I've watched.
I was going to say, no, I'm pretty sure that Port are trying to claim him as an NGA and get first pick on him. So
are they?
Yeah.
Jeez, dirty.
They tried to do it with his brother as well.
Okay. Campbell Gray just took a nice intercept mark down in defence. Bring back Liam McBean, Dabo. Jeez, that's a throwback. He did all right once he went to the Sandford, didn't he? He was a great wide hope for us at one point. Greystoke, Duff Tyler looking good in the Academy Tigs match. Like I said, it's just an audition for some of these kids. What number's Sharp? Oh, not sure if any of us will know because they might not have their normal numbers on, I guess. But it'll be good to see what the write-ups of this is once the game finishes. Craig reckons Reid will be like Cripps, will win a Brownlow if he can not be suspended, but might not see a premiership. Reid, Lawless, Smiley, Houghton, LaFab 4 of I think the AFL games are about to start back up as well.
So players to look at. So Sharp is 30. Fred Rodriguez is 29. Riley Onley is 28. Oliver Greaves is 26. Who else are we interested in? Hibbins Hargreaves is 5. Dersma is 4. They're the main one. And Cody Curtin is 31. Yeah.
All right, as the game is back underway at the Barossa.
Ross, that was dangerous with the push. Holding the ball.
Oh. Gee, it seems a harsh call. If they're not getting conned by Sarong, out a bit of a bitch and a moan. Sharp's 30.
Yeah.
See, and Duff Tytler could still be growing as well. It'll be interesting to see how we start off this third quarter here. They've been able to cool down, reassess, reset a few things. Just need to get back to lowering our eyes again and hitting our targets, not just blasting the ball away. Well, as Freo get the first meaningful forward 50 entry, could be it's a score behind. For anyone at the ground, is it still a breeze? Is it still windy there? Sharp looks good, says Craig. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where Sharp ends up going. Because you look at the 2024 draft class, you see that like Smiley and Jagger, they were all touted, and Finn O'Sullivan, they were all touted at number 1s at various stages, and then it didn't end up happening.
Can you pay that?
Oh yeah, I'm not sure that was a held mark. I'm glad that Lynch didn't make contact there. Got to stand up in defence here. Good spoil, Brody. Good tackle. No, that wasn't high.
It's been literally a minute 15. They've already got 3 free kicks.
Jeez, I'm not like it. It felt like it was around. Oh, was it the second arm? Umpire must have had a clearer view of that because the arm that I could see was around his shoulder.
But you look at the first quarter with obviously Vlosten being tackled in a headlock and nothing called.
Because they get the first goal.
It's not what we give away, it's what we don't get back that the opposition get paid.
That's a shit start, isn't it? Like I said, 3 free kicks in a minute 30. Let's see if this angle shows anything different. So the right hand did slip up.
It's there, but guaranteed they won't pay any to us.
The initial broadcast shot didn't have that view. And of all players, you give it to Tracy straight in front. 5 goals. God damn. Still got Miller on him. We need to see a response and quickly here. Otherwise, it could start to get a bit beyond reach.
5 goals for Tracy.
So I reckon Hopper through that. See, Darcy had his arm around Nanks.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, get him. Oh, my God. They're still going to get through. Oh, that's going to be in the back to Sarong. Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, my God. We can't touch them this quarter. Just start kicking them for the umps.
Jeez. And another 450 mark for Freo. You just knew that was going to get paid, didn't you? When you don't get the first 1 or 2, and then it inevitably goes the way of the Dockers. This would not be a good start if Frederick kicks this. He's already got 1 goal. Oh, it's held up too. Oy. They need to find a way to get themselves back in here. You don't want to see a drop away in just another quarter of football. That'd be very flattening. I mean, was it throwing the ball first or was it a push first?
He didn't even land in his back. He went over the top.
And he threw it.
I wish I had the time to go through and watch a game and pick out opposition frees and then highlight the 10 or 11 examples of the same thing happening to us not being paid for every free kick they get.
Yeah. Surely there's a program that can do that for us. Another clearance from Freo. Not liking how this is panning out as Murphy Reid seemingly throws it. Oh, nice, Morris. Oh, go. He's tripped him.
Tripped. And they didn't pay it.
Oh,
you
no.
Come back.
No way. You have to be kidding.
That's bullshit.
Oh, my gosh.
They're not even trying to hide it at this point.
That's... How is that not a trip? For 120 years, that's been a trip. Oh, as Bolton gets the easy mark.
And the goal.
And the goal. Far out. 5 frees in 4 minutes. The intent from Morris was really, really good there. That is complete and utter bullshit that he didn't get a free kick for a trip. Absolute howler. And then they go back the other way and get an easy 450 entry. That's feel for Morris there. I do like that he backed himself to get through though. He's clipped his feet. What have they not seen there? That's a shocker. Terrible call.
Can we start a GoFundMe and like get Uze to tee off?
Wow. Wouldn't mind a please explain on that one, but good intent from Morris though. I think on the whole he's probably had a reasonably okay game so far. As he gets involved again, handball got intercepted. Jonty Fall collects and gets tackled. Need to get a goalie to try and just stem the bleeding a little bit, don't we?
It's 13-11, Craig. Freo's way. Deep ball. How long did he have?
This is where we've got to try and hit a target inside 50, and it was just bombed up in the air. It worked under it far too easily. VFL score, the under 18s are on 18, Richmond VFL on 38.
100% Noah. I made this point on the board last week. Gold Coast are number 1 for free kick differential 4. So much for it being our game plan because, Dimmer's put the same one at Gold Coast and they're now number 1.
Need to manufacture something here. Seth's been a little bit quiet. I know he got that kick inside 50, but...
See, Lynch being held, like with the soft one that Tracy got in the first quarter.
Yeah. Ball up inside 50. Or boundary thrown, should I say. You want to see Morris and Seth get on the move here. He has looked dangerous, Rioli, to be fair.
100%.
Drop the ball.
Oh!
How was that not dropping the ball?
He took you compare that to the trainer one. He took the tackle on. That's...
Tyler Sonzi inside, that's a nothing kick. Richmond players laying on the ground. Very frustrating. I hope they go back and show that other one. Try to run through the pack, and then just let the ball go. Oh, Nank. No, just couldn't get boot to ball there on the right foot. Good pressure, Morris. Oh, how's he marked? That's a great mark. Geez, we needed to spill that. Oh, they've paid the not 15. They've been hot on that, haven't they? They're not 15. Just in general. Good mark from Tom Brown. There we go. Inboard kick. That was much more dangerous and better. Seth Campbell, inside 50, goes long and deep. Blight going back with the mark. Nice work.
Great from Tom Brown.
He doesn't do that kick. This shot on goal never happens. It's such a dangerous kick to do. The high risk, high reward. If you can execute it and hit a target, it opens up the whole ground and you get a good 450 entry. Beautiful.
It was a great kick by Campbell too.
It was, because he actually kicked it to his advantage, didn't he? This Jacob Blight comes in, bang, gets a goal. Well deserved. Blighty. Good to get one back. Oh, cameraman getting a handball. He loves it. I suppose what you hope is you kind of hope that the players feed off that from Tom Brown and see, shit, look at how that panned out for us by taking off that kick.
Yeah. Look at how many we had through the midfield.
Yeah. Nice release handball there from Thompson Dow as well to Seth Campbell. They're the glimpses, though, aren't they? They're the glimpses you hope to see that then become more frequent as the years go on.
Yeah.
I think Liam Fawcett's just taken another mark inside 50. Like you want that pass and that bit of play to become just second nature. It's just inboard bank. That's what teams do to us. So it's very effective. Good tackle. As Liam Fawcett kicks another goal.
It's horrible, JR. Like, disgusting.
Oh, they played one less game. I hadn't thought of that. Oh, good chase. Who was that?
Was that Brown?
Nice Hugo.
No.
45-degree kick.
Wrong kick.
Who was that? Oh, I don't know who's kicked that, but that's ugly.
Was that Taranto? Oh, Ross.
Just was getting smothered as he kicked it.
And that's where you probably need to have a bit more awareness.
Yeah, I think if he had his time again, he'd probably maybe hold up a bit more or pull the kick. But good to see the intent there with the aggressive kick again
100%.
from Hugo opening up the ground. Oh, get him. How is he still free in the half-forward line? That's a bit annoying. I thought we held him up for long enough to be able to get back and defend that, and they've had two free players, one at half-forward and one in the forward pocket, and one of them's the guy who's kicked 5. Like that just shouldn't.
I know I've probably harped on about it week in, week out, but at what point do you just back your teammate to win a contest rather than peeling off a dangerous player in the corridor to try and impact and leaving them free for the outlook over, the release handball?
Yeah.
We do it every single week, and every single week it kills us. I'd much rather 2 1-on-1s competing than a 2-on-1 with the opposition having a free and they win and they're out.
Yeah, exactly. Just back everyone in 1-on-1 because
See, that's where Brown should not have come into that contest.
Or if you're going to go into that contest, you've got to actually impact it. It can't just be a token hold them up, because Frederick shouldn't have been free like that, and Tracy shouldn't have been free like that either. Like we should have been able to, to get back. But I don't think has he missed yet. My God, he's just kicking arrows.
6-1, I think.
Yeah, Ben Miller's getting his pants pulled down a little bit today by Tracy. Good tackle, Hugo.
Oh.
Brown up around the contest a bit more now. Oh, horrible bounce. Steely. Oh, no.
See, that's why.
Yeah, get in on Blighty. So no free kick? No, just a ball up. Okay. My goodness. Let's see if we can get something from a stoppage inside 50. No, able to.
Deliberate?
Oh, I thought he was going to pay it then. No, he's paid just a normal throw in. Is it worth, I mean, it's probably too late now, but would it have been worth swapping the Miller and Blight roll around?
100%. It should have happened at quarter time.
Like,
Blight got nowhere near as a forward, and Miller was nowhere near Tracy as a defender.
I feel like Blight's got that better closing speed than what Miller does. Oh, he's going to get done here as well, Miller. Was the ball up? No, ball up. She's lucky. Third quarter's been poor every week, Kane. Yeah, it's the. Unfortunately, there's always going to be those 1 or 2 quarters. It's just a matter of where they're going to fall each week, whether it's at the start or midway through or the end where we fall apart a little bit.
That's the same as trainer. Good. Thank you.
Pressure acts. Okay, so it's flipped massively. 173 for us, 221 for Freo. That's a huge shift. Like 221's well above elite, isn't it? Oh, gosh. We're just getting ourselves in all sorts of trouble here.
That could be also. We got Bauer as sub.
I was going to say, I didn't realise who the sub was. So it's Bauer. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Dave, not a bad point. Blight back, Miller off. But it feels too late. Like the deficit now feels like it's at a point where it's going to be too hard to peel back without them scoring. Unfortunately, we don't get to play Carlton every week. Oh, don't hold him. He hasn't got it. No, play on. Oh, I thought he was going to ping him then. Oh,
so did I.
VFL updates, Australia. Oh, sorry, the Aussie All-Stars, 19. Richmond on 50. I mean, Forces kicked a few. Nine minutes 30 to go in the third quarter. Trainers' brain farts don't smell. Tom Lynch, 5 disposals, 2 marks, 1 goal. I mean, you'd love to see another couple of marks and goals in there, wouldn't you? Good tackle.
Oh.
Oh, and they found the player just with a dinky kick over the top.
Yeah.
Good mark, Loston.
That's 50.
Oh, no, just a warning. Just move away. Oh, it feels like a lot of our players have stopped moving as well. We seem a little bit stationary, which... Oh, that's a good kick, though. Is that Trainer? That's a great kick.
Top. Ross went too slow. We had someone over the top.
Deep inside 50. Oh, no. We can't be letting Pearce take that. If you're going to jump, you've got to get body on body and at least cause a spoil. Good running by Hugo then. Pressure X now 182 to 236. Yeah, Dave, that kick from Trainer was nice. That jump from Tom Lynch, not so much. That's a nothing jump.
Yeah, they've just picked their way through with short targets.
Well done, Hugo. Good spoil. Jeez, he works hard, doesn't he?
100%.
Would have to say he's probably going to have clocked up the most kilometres for us again, I reckon.
Kim or McIntosh?
What's Strong at a free kick here? Oh, no, he didn't. Seven minutes. You'd love to kick a couple of goals here just to finish off the quarter. Try and bring it back a little bit. Freo just seem to be having their way with us though at the moment. Look at that release handball. Trainer's not bad down back, is he? For a kid playing his 5th game, my gosh. That's better, Miller. How's Murphy Reid allowed to stand there and put his arm up? Blight's the most kilometres, 9.4.
It was the 3rd highest last week too.
Who kicked that in the full? That's shocking. Because then they're set up to just, go across in, and then they get another inside 50 to a leading player. Alex Pearce gets forward. Greystoke, do we renew Lynch at full pay is becoming a question.
No.
Well, is he on the lower end of his pay now?
Yeah, I believe his contract was front-loaded.
Dude, this would be not great. Alex Pearce, like me, defender scores a goal.
Their fullback is a goal.
Yeah, I'm with you, Trad. I felt like that was almost a block not letting Trezise or someone not get actually access to the contest in the middle of the ground. But disappointing to see just the lack of accountability with like a full back of that size pushing forward with no one near him.
The biggest thing is Freo are actually now competing really well in the middle.
Yeah. $5.55 left. 45 to 80. Unfortunately, this third quarter has just been a nightmare. 1 goal to 5 goals won. It's the same kind of thing every week, though, isn't it? It's 1 quarter that usually gets us. It's just, I think it's one of those things we have to get used to, unfortunately, whether we like it or not. I do think we could have definitely limited the damage earlier. No, it's okay. We already knew we could be a team of halves. Exactly. Like the inconsistency, unfortunately, is just part of where we're at as a footy club. It's just frustrating. That's a hand over the next shoulder, I would have thought. No, okay. It's just frustrating when it undoes itself in 1 quarter. Like you would almost rather it be a slow grind that teams have to try and get us over 2 quarters. So you're kind of in it for longer, I guess. But like I said, Fremantle are a reasonably good side. So it's not really a huge surprise, but, well, that's a shite kick. That wasn't very good at all. But it's when you don't make moves like putting Blight back on Tracy earlier in the game to try and stem the flow that you're like, why didn't we try something different when he was getting really, really on top of Miller early? As Freo just switch it across the ground and get another easy mark inside 50.
Again, we just defend one side of the ground. He's going to be a problem when he comes on.
Who was that? I was looking at the chat. Who's their sub?
Isaiah Dudley.
Right. What do you reckon of Bauer as sub?
Yeah, probably. I don't think it was the right call.
Just feels like in the heat for games like this, are you better with another runner?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he just couldn't keep it in there, Banks. Jack says, would you keep Lynch on beyond this year? When's he contracted to?
I think this is his last year.
Would you re-sign?
Yeah, 7-year deal. This is out of contract this year. I would, but it'd have to be for no more than 600K based on what he's doing.
Yeah, I think it's important to have him for at least one more year from a developmental point of view for the other key forwards. I think we're definitely not in a position to have them playing as a fully fledged four line. But yeah, it would want to be on reduced wage for sure. Things becoming a little bit too easy now for Freo, just moving the ball around. 3 minutes 30 to go. Because otherwise, you'd just be throwing the kids to the wolves, wouldn't you? From a key forward perspective, it's not worth it.
Oh. That's just pure laziness with that overhead handball. Hi. No call. On it, they paid it.
And that's a good point, Dave, that Lynch may get better as the year gets on after missing a heap of football over the last couple of years, which has not done him any favours. It's just hard because we turn to him so much for structure and how important he is and guidance for the young kids. And it just feels like if he's not playing well, competing at a big level, that it's hard for the other guys to get up and about for it too, as we give away a free kick on the wing.
So look at how many numbers we've got compared to how many open they have. Again, this zone defense doesn't work.
Just man on man. Good spoil from Broad. How hot is it out there, Dave? What's the temperature feel like at the ground? Trade Lynch for Reid and Warner? Get both? Good spoil. The inside 50 count, though, is creeping up. Like, I'm not sure how many it's up to in totality, but they've had a lot of repeat entries, which is never a good sign. About 32 degrees. I reckon Bolton's had a bit of a shit one from Supercoach. Which on 62, I needed him to get to at least 73, but it looks like he was cramping up.
48 to 26.
Inside 50s.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. There's another one. Like, when you're conceding that many inside 50s, it's just a matter of time. Oh, my God. He's just stood there and done whatever he wanted to do. That is highly embarrassing. Why did no one tackle him? It's like they all thought there was going to be a free kick paid for something, and they just watched him. Sarge says, as a 6-time premiership coach in AFL 23 management mode, man on man works 100% of the time. Oh my God, he's just shrugged him off. That shithouse defending. He just stood in a circle of Tigers.
Rubbed off 2 of them. Vlosten there.
Josh, to be fair, we've played teams that have been in good form. We have, but we can still tackle better than that, no matter if they're in good form. It's the small things like that. Like, I don't mind getting beaten by better sides because there's going to be plenty of them. But to have the inside 50 count being this lopsided, players breaking through tackles, I thought they played a sling there. Oh, 33 degrees. Check the app. Yeah, broken tackles are shit, aren't they, Jack? I agree. Bring the mouth guards to training next week. Melanie, I reckon the players do learn more by playing man on man. Like in some ways, they can probably get exposed a bit more because there's obviously a lot more accountability. But I think that's how you learn a bit more about how hard they're prepared to work and their intents and things like that. It's just worth seeing. Like we've clearly seen for a large chunk of the third quarter that the zone's not working, that Freo are picking it apart quite easily. So there's not really much to lose by switching to man on man, I guess, and just giving everyone a job essentially, and just seeing how they all go for a quarter and a bit.
100%. We can't be doing much worse playing man on man than we are right now.
Yeah, Brayshaw's good, isn't he, Josh? They've got a pretty good midfield. Yeah, like they've obviously been able to put Hayden Young in there as well at different times over this year and last year. And there's obviously no Luke Jackson today either, who adds quite a bit to their team in a lot of facets. So that's another wasted 450 entry, isn't it? Well, he dropped it though. So that's the difference. We're struggling to get it inside 50. When we do, we're either kicking it straight to them or it's going out of bounds or not to a Richmond marking forward. No, I don't think I don't reckon anyone will ask to leave at the end of the year, but you never know, I guess. Lynch, look, you'd like to think not, given that we have obviously worked so hard to get his body right and get him back on the park. We probably mismanaged it for a little bit last year too with the fitness crew. But you'd like to think that they're going to be riding it out and to help see the wave of improvement, but you just never know, I guess, do you? First 4 minutes of the third quarter really hurt. Yeah, it did, Josh. It did. It pretty much zapped all momentum fairly quickly. Brayshaw 3-round average. Is it really 126? God damn. That's right. You want to see a response, don't you, Sean, in the last quarter? You want to see him fight it out to the end. Do we have any stats? Don't know if that's refreshed or not. So stat-wise, Jacob Hopper, leading disposal getter. Do you reckon he'd be leading our BNF at all, Jacob Hopper? Is it another 29 today, including 5 tackles and 5 clearances?
Possibly. There's a chance Seth Campbell is too. Seth Campbell, Nankin, Hopper are probably the top 3.
Yeah, that's fair call. Tom Brown second with disposals, 21. Tim Taranto, 19. Thompson Dow, 19. Trainer, 18. What a Freo players got out of interest? Okay, so Brayshaw, 22. Sarong, 21. So it's not too big of a discrepancy there. But yeah, your inside 50 count, 27 to 49. That's a smashing. You could feel that, couldn't you, Grok, during that quarter? The repeat entries were just relentless. And at some stage, when you get the ball in that many times, it's going to open up. So I think Freo's 2025 average is 52.8 and ours is 43.3. So we're well below, and they're about to pass theirs pretty quickly, I would imagine.
Yeah, it comes back to foot skills again. That quarter, we couldn't hit a target, and Freo were able to pick their way through. A lot of players giving too much leg rope to their direct opponents, not being able to push back in time, some tired legs. It was a combination of things. Hopefully, we can rectify a little bit of that this coming quarter, but yeah, I doubt it.
Efficiency inside 50, we're at 37%. Our average for 2025 is 49.1, so we're well under that. Freo's at 44.9, and they usually average 49.8. Free kicks, we're losing 13 to 16. Clearances, Freo have gotten back on top, so they're actually ahead now, by 31 to 36. Centre clearances, they're winning 8 to 11. Stoppage clearances, they're winning 23 to 25. So I reckon if you were to have looked at those stats at halftime, we might have been ahead in the ledger in some of those, but Fremantle just clearly dominated that third quarter. What they kick 5 or 6 goals or something like that to our 1, including their fullback kicking goal. Contested possessions, 98 to 100, so we're not getting beaten too badly there. uncontested. We're actually winning uncontested possession, which is interesting because I felt like they were chipping it around much more easier than us in that second half of the quarter there. Turnovers 46 to 37. Marks 65 to 66. This is the big one, Grok. Marks inside 50. We've got 3, they've got 13. And their average is 12.3. So they're actually already above their yearly average, and our average is 9.3. Our 450 entries have let us down that third quarter. We probably had a couple of times we could have had some shots on goal had we hit targets, and we've let ourselves down.
Yeah, Marks inside 50 has been a real concern. I mean, St Kilda, I was at the game, I think they had 20. Brisbane had a fair few last week as well. So, again, it's a recurring thing that we're allowing the easy marks inside 50. And I saw a comment that it's not the defenders, it's being let through the mid too much by the mids. But that's true. But then again, you've got players like Miller who are getting done for pace or not being too accountable to their defender on Tracy, especially in the first quarter, just gave him too much room. Wasn't paying enough attention to him. Got absolutely smashed. I think it's a combination effort, and it's also the turnovers as well.
And 3 tackles inside 50 to 15. I feel like we started the game off really well in that area. Freo getting 15, that's a huge number. So their average is 8. And I would say 15 would be a lot more than usual for a lot of clubs. And for us to only have 3 when our average is 4.8 is pretty disappointing. I mean, when you bring in speed, but we're still not executing that part of the game, whether it's because we're letting them get the ball and chipping it around or what I don't know what's happening there. And the broken tackles as well has been a bit frustrating as well. I feel like when teams start breaking your tackles easily, I feel like that really kills momentum and it drops your confidence and everything starts snowballing. But they've got 1 quarter to try and fix things up. Like we've said on the Monday Night Live shows, that it's going to be an inconsistent year. These types of quarters are going to happen, unfortunately. It's just a matter of can we learn from that quarter and can we actually try and get the game back on our terms, but can we arrest some of the momentum a little bit? So what would you be looking for in the last quarter, Grok? What kind of things do we hope to see from the Tigers for this last 30 minutes?
I just want to see us just attack. I don't want to see us go into our shells. I'd much rather us lose by 80 points trying to manufacture something and get some positive signs, try and get a goal for Jonty or something like that, take something out of the game than this pathetic, just chip it, then go long down the line, turn it over and get scored against that's happened the last 2 quarters. Just be brave. Try something new.
And we saw the 2 times in that quarter that we tried those little kicks in board that it come off and we had shots on goal from it. So more of that, please. Just be bold, take the risk. You know, if you take those kicks and it doesn't come off, then so be it. But at least you want to see the attempts there instead of just bombing it down the line. We're having a dip. Young to learn. Yep, agree, Sean. Tackle's not been great. Agree. Josh, we're still yet to win a gather round game. Yeah, it could be that way for a little while. Run from behind and no long bombs down the line. That would be good to not see that as well. When you start seeing that, it's just like they've just gone back into their shell. So you want to see them think their way through different parts of the game. Currently, we've got picks 3 and 4. Yeah, and like we said at the start, Freo are a good side, right? So we obviously were doing really well in that first half to stick with them and to even be ahead as Lynch is limping off the ground. Looks like he's limping anyway.
Very property, yeah.
It does look a bit not right, so I assume that he might be subbed. Yeah, the ball movement's an interesting one, isn't it, Ben? That we're one of the slowest team with ball movement. I suppose, yeah, Blair and Uze are predicting that football's going to turn back into a more contested game, but as it stands right now, you're right, it's not really like that, is it? It's all about quick ball movement. And when we do move the ball quickly, it works really well. So, yeah, they're obviously banking on themselves a little bit here. Well, let's see how the last quarter plays out. Hopefully we can show a bit of fight. Similar to, you kind of want to see what we did in the Brisbane game, don't you? You want to see a bit of a response. Kick a few goals. If we can happen to outscore them in the quarter, that would be nice too. Lynch subbed off. Looks a bit proppy. Jacob Bauer on. If anyone hears on the TV what they've said about it, if it's an injury or whatnot, let us know. But that's never a good sign. Oh, that's my screen. Oh, nice little tap there, Steely. Oh, but Taranto's kicked it. That's the rush kick, isn't it? The blast kick. That was a free
100%.
kick. What was the free kick for?
Wearing a Freo jumper.
Oh, he's going to get done. I reckon he handballed that. It wasn't
Where's in the back there?
Gee, I reckon he... Bit unlucky there. He had a fitness test at 3/4 time. Okay. Yeah, he just looked a bit ginger jogging off the ground. Another mark inside 50. VFL update as well. The under 18s are on 20. Richmond's on 50. So, in a lot of ways, that's to be expected. He's hung it out to the left.
The concerning thing, too, is they've got the breeze now.
Yes, for the last quarter. Brody on kick-out duties.
Did go over the top quickly. Oh.
Set it up there a little bit too long, I reckon.
Had a player on the Toyota, on the Telstra logo on his own, and we go long down the line. Look at this.
Oh, gosh. Not sure if that first one slipped up or not, but we just handballed Shorty in the trouble there. Hoops and Football, Hopper and Tim need to stop rush kicking. Yeah, there's that blast kick. I know it ended up being a free kick further back, but even if it wasn't, that kick from Taranto just ended up going straight to Fremantle anyway, didn't it? That's a little bit better. See if we can hit a target here. Good tackle. That's no different of Loston's. Oh, Jesus. Pierce just stepped through two of them. Got to compete in the air. Nice, Camden.
Like, if they're going to do the hat kicks, just do the running kicks along the ground. Just make it bounce so they can't intercept.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Don't let them chop it off. Hugo worked hard into space. Terrible kick, though.
Yeah.
Just from halftime, we've just broken down massively, moving the ball forward.
I'd like to know what the intercept stats are.
Was Nank sat under that one? And the fall from trainer.
$50 intercepts from Freo.
50 intercept possessions. Nank getting back nicely again. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. But Freo, look how well they're just covering all. Oh, we've got 50 metres. Oh, damn.
But that's another thing that I'd really like us to stop doing. When we take the mark and we look to switch, we sort of stop, look, feign to do it, stop, and then actually go. Gives them that extra 1 or 2 seconds just to try and chop it off.
Like, just do it. Just see it, do it.
Go, just commit to it. Like,
oh, Dave heading to a winery after the game. Very good. Is there one close by? Sure, there's one right on the half-forward flank. Steely Green. He's missed. Oh. That was a bit better. So each want to see how well we can try and set up and defend. Get the ball to Jonty. I know, Shane, we'd love to see a Jonty goal. We've not really given him much of a chance, have we, today? It'd be nice if the camera went a bit closer to the ground so we can see what's going on here. So that's annoying. Like, there's no one within 25 metres of him.
And see, they're running away from him.
Oh, and they've hit that kick too. I was Smiley off Izzy in the VFL, managed. Yeah, well, hopefully it's managed, agree. Sarge Miss Lawler, I know. Hopefully it's just a bit of soreness and a bit of rest will do the trick for him. Oh, has Bolton kept that in? Oh, no, it's just out. Movie
but he was on his own for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. We still had no one near him. Look, yeah, Bolton in Freo colours, look, obviously you'd rather him in yellow and black, but you definitely can't begrudge the bloke for wanting to go back home to be closer to family. He's got some young kids of his own, and they obviously wanted some extra support and help with raising kids, because it's not an easy gig, especially with a job like his being a full-time footballer. Wouldn't be easy, I can imagine. So definitely no hard feelings for Bolton wanting to go back home. Oh, see, that kick there, that inboard kick, we've just not guarded that very well at all. Oh, Bolton, there he is. It's good for my super coach, at least. It's good for my super coach. Yeah, we need Jonty a goal. As Kalina just picks up a ground ball and does a blind turn out of trouble. Unbelievable scenes. It sounded like, Jack, that... I mean, we can only take Blair Hartley's word for this. But he had said in an interview that Bolton and Baker, for a lot of years, had always flagged that like separately, not together, that they were keen to go back home. So I suppose it feels like the club was maybe not so surprised by it. But yeah, it is what it is. I've got Bolton in Supercoach draft. Yeah, I took him as a very late pick, Josh, because I knew he wasn't probably going to play the first 1, maybe 2 games, but he was maybe my second last pick, I think. So I had him on the bench for a game or 2. So yeah, got him in Supercoach draft.
I've got him in my normal.
Oh, your normal one? Yeah.
Yeah. At 440, like, he was a bargain.
I suppose like you're picking him like we're banking on what we think he's going to add to the Freo side from a Supercoach perspective. I must have got 50 metres here.
With a height difference.
13:30 to go. Get the ball to Jonty Fall. Oh, and here she got Lynch. I actually had Lynch as my flex player for the first little while in the lead up to the start of the season. And then I changed it to Sam Davidson. So I'm kind of glad I did that. Oh, Jonty nearly held it. He doesn't really have the ball. He's getting tackled over the boundary line.
50.
Whose free kick is it? Oh, Fremantle's, of course.
I'm surprised we didn't give away a 50 there with that push.
Is Brayshaw on 130? Jesus. Oh, that was a good stop, Trezise. That was lucky, because if he didn't stop that, they were out. Hugo Ralsmith coming hit a target inside 50.
Where's Jonty?
Blazed away. Bauer's done okay there, but he's been wrapped up by Pearce. Oh, he's been pinged for holding the ball.
Oh my God. How many times have they taken the tackle and not made an effort?
Nice, Hugo. Hit a target with a lower eyes. Jonty! Is it? Or is it Bauer? Have I gone the wrong player? Yeah, Jonty. There we are. Taking
Here
a
we
mark.
go.
At least we lowered eyes and actually hit a target. We didn't just sky it to the top of the square. It's just not sustainable going inside 50 that way. Nancon 113. I'll bring up the Supercoach stats. We'll read them out. Come on, Jonty. Get your first goal. Oh, did it sneak home? No, he's missed.
Damn it.
Jeez. Had to kick that. Yeah, Nank 112 for Supercoach. Hopper 102. Brayshaw 130. Tracy, how is he only on 115? Jesus. Tom Brown 92. Pearce 87. Jaden Shaw 89. Clark 84. Taranto 87. Sarong 84. Bolton 73. Bolton's hit his projected score just. Wouldn't mind him getting a little bit more here. Sarong's doing shit outs. Good kick by Sonzi. Disappointing that Jonty missed that. Did he get another crack here? Oh, Blight. Pay the mark. It was paid last week. Campbell hasn't got that. He's just been thrown to the ground.
Yeah.
What is going on?
If that was not a free kick for illegal disposal, it had to be for holding the man. It had to be one or the other.
And all the mark. Oh, God. That was a shocking kick. And all the mark before that. That is just way too easy. That kick.
Yeah, that's bullshit. It should have been a free kick to us, and it goes down the other end.
Not to mention Short's kick was horrendous. But that aside, it had to be a mark or one of two free kicks that neither were paid. Horrible. A missed kick like that from Short's disappointing. Kano, we're not too sure what happened with Lynch. He was apparently getting a fitness test at 3/4 time. I'm not sure if they've said on the commentary if there's a specific injury, if it's just soreness or what it is, but I haven't heard. Yeah, he got subbed off though. It was way too easy, Craig. And again, I spoke about it before with the bad timing of the VFL bye, but it's like, how do you then make changes when half the VFL guys aren't playing because, they've been given the week off? There's another mark inside 50.
Dudley.
Just got rid of Brown. Was it Brown I think he got rid of? Far too easily. Been a disappointing last quarter. I was hoping for a bit more response than this, Grok, but I don't think we've really seen it.
No.
The under 18's making a bit of a comeback here. Third quarter, 39-50. Do you reckon we're worse than West Coast? I suppose we'll
Yep.
find out. Find out soon enough. Another grab not played to blight.
Well, I think our ball movement's worse than West Coast.
Bower up the ground a little bit. Got to hit a target. Oh, Jonty unlucky again. Is it Jonty or Blight? Yeah, Jonty. Oh, it's Blight. Fucking four. The 4 and the 2 look similar when he's laying down. Sarge, I say it again. At what point does the club issue an inquiry to the AFL over how we've been umpired? It's been happening for years. Someone keep. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, we've actually probably had it a bit better this year, to be honest, from an overall perspective. Still frustrating with some of the ones that get missed for sure. Nah, Craig, I think a few people have identified that we've missed Lawler.
Over the top. Or in the middle. See, 2 options and we slow it down and we go backwards. Pathetic.
Just got to pull the trigger sooner.
Now we'll go long and turn it over.
Oh, Bower. Oh, God, it's spoiled by his own teammate. You'd want to see a goal or two in this quarter as well, like from our perspective. Hopper, is that right? Hopper's only had the 1 touch this quarter. I think a lot of our mids have been badly beat this quarter, and last quarter as well, to be fair. It's like when we work the ball around the ground like that, we've never got an outlet pass to keep going with.
100%. We run ourselves into trouble. Tackle was also over the shoulder, but there just seems to be no urgency in getting the ball forward.
There you go. Ben just said the same thing. Looks like we have zero urgency.
Tracy.
Oh, Murphy Reid. Point. Repeat of the St Kilda game, unfortunately, says Josh. It's just always hard to know when our bad quarters will come. Like, it's just a bit of luck of the draw. Oh, gosh, I thought Broad nearly ran too far then. Oh, yeah, it's just shifted off, hasn't it? Hang on, there we go. Oh, my gosh. Tom Brown just didn't get the spoil in. Any chance we forfeit the game against Gold Coast next week? Don't know what they're going to do to us. They're in good form, aren't they, Gold Coast? They've really turned their shit around.
The only thing that's in our favour is it's at Marvel.
Oh, yeah, true. I mean, we don't play that well there ourselves, but they may not either. It's Hayden Young has already kicked 1 today, now has 2. Everything just too easy for Freo in this second half, unfortunately. Have we only kicked 1 goal in the second half?
Yep.
I reckon we had 6 till half time.
We did. We had 4 at quarter time. Kicked the 2 quick goals in the second quarter with Lynch and Steely Green.
See, for me, that's probably the more disappointing part. Like, if you end up losing by 50, 60 points, whatever it might be, but the fact we're still not incrementally increasing the scoreboard, like ticking over with a couple of goals here and there, to kick 1 goal and a half of football is just shit. I think, Clint, I understand what you're saying. Can we tell you what the plan is? Because it's not football. I think, and I've said this before, we have to look at our games a lot differently now. You have to look at the first half or even quarter by quarter in isolation. We saw in the first quarter and the second quarter what the plan was. It was clear and evident it was working and it was effective. The problem is we can't do it for long enough at this point in time. And I don't think it's in our best interest as supporters to look at the game in totality, because we're just going to be left with a sour taste in our mouth from the last half. And that's all we're going to remember, that there was complete dysfunction in the second half and we got picked apart with relative ease by Fremantle. I just don't think that's where we're at with how we should be viewing our games, because it's otherwise we're going to walk away pissed off every week. But I think we have to look at the smaller segments of the game where you see the game plan working in that first quarter and second quarter. We're ahead for 33 minutes of those combined quarters. I think that's what we kind of have to try and look at it in smaller segments. The second half is what we have to improve on, like epic fade out, 1 goal and a half is shit house. And you'd hope that Uze says something along the line of not up to AFL standard, which isn't great to hear, but that's where it's kind of at if we only kick 1 goal and a half of football. Bolton, did he get a point for a mark in inside 50? Surely. That might put him up to 80. It's 18 on 18, whilst true, it's not as simplistic as that, though. Like, you've got to look at the age profile, the inexperience. It's not making excuses. It's just reality where we're at. Freo are a good side. We're not near that yet. So while technically you're correct, 18 versus 18, it's just not the reality. Like, we don't have 18 experienced and good enough players who have developed enough to take on 18 in a one-on-one contest all over the ground just yet. We just don't. It's just unfortunately where we're at.
Oh,
Vlosten gets his head ripped off. Flat that Smiley's come off, though, in the other game. That's a bit annoying.
coat hanger.
The old WWE.
Jeez, Bradshaw would be proud of that.
Yeah. He got him good, too.
Clothesline from Hal.
I don't think he meant to get him like that, to be fair. But, she's cut him open nice.
Potential to cause injury 2 weeks.
Wow, I mean, if that was Ryan Mansell, people would be asking for 3 or whatever it might be. Hugo's been good. Yeah, I agree, Craig. I think Hugo's worked really hard.
But if we're looking at it, careless, high contact, medium impact, 1 week, 2 weeks.
I mean, do we dare say precedents are there in some way, shape or form? Oh, Bauer. Goes the fly, no mark.
Oh, yeah, tackle in our forward 50.
Does that count? Dangerfield would be happy with that. 4 minutes 12 left. You'd love to see a goal or two, just so we haven't just scored 1 goal and a half of football. But if we keep blazing away, it's probably just not going to happen. John Tufall was our best hope. Oh, Seth Campbell nearly got a good tackle in.
And that 1 goal that we called was from that ball movement from Brown and Campbell through the middle.
Yeah. I think it's 3/4 time in the VFL game. The scores just disappeared on me. Okay, the under-18's 39, Richmond 68. And someone mentioned earlier that Smiley had been taken off with hopefully management of minutes. Seth Campbell puts it to the hot spot. Oh, Bauer flies. Doesn't complete the mark, though.
That's my one gripe with Bauer. Often tries to take mark of the year when he just should be knocking it down to ground level.
Just bringing it down to the forwards. Oh, get it out of there.
Taranto. What the hell was that?
Okay, it's precaution for next week for Smiley. That's good. Broad floats back. 2 minutes 39. Give us something here, Tigers. Give us something.
Go. Just keep running.
And he's hit it straight at Alex Pearce. He could have even come inboard a little bit more, and there was 2 players free running on the inside of him.
100%. We get tunnel vision down the wings.
Old habits. Skipper, you reckon Smiley plays seniors next week? I reckon they're saving him for Anzac Eve, I reckon. When do you reckon he plays, Grant? Is Smiley next week or on Anzac Eve?
There's a chance, but I reckon they'll debut him at the MCG.
Yeah, I reckon so too. Especially if he only played a half today as well. At a minimum, you'd want to see him play a full game next week for VFL.
So look at that, top of the 50.
We've just got no functionality up forward, do we? It's so predictable if you're an opponent.
Like, why go long when you've got Bauer and you've got a first gamer?
And they just get forward so quick. Yeah, Rogue. Hugo's definitely had a good game today. Work rate. He's done a lot of unrewarded running as well. That's opened up other spots for other players. Yeah, I really liked his game. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say he'll feature in the Player of the Year votes. Yeah, trainers, to keep playing in this heat. See, look, inside kick. Who would have thought the game opens up? Oh, God, shit handball, though. Who was that? Sonzi's handball was rubbish. The kick was right. But then the follow-up handball, no good. Well, we're going to go an entire half with kicking 1 goal.
Goalless in this quarter.
Like I said, if we look at it in 2 halves, the first half, Grok, we were pretty good. Moved the ball quickly, defended well, and then Fremantle just broke us down in that 3rd quarter, and it's trickled on into the 4th quarter as well, unfortunately. To not kick a goal in that last quarter and 1 goal in the second half in total is pretty disappointing.
100%.
And yeah, I don't know how you go about fixing something like that. It's just the way we moved the ball forward, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It just completely changed.
Yeah, no defensive structure on transition. There was very little intent after half time in terms of trying to take the game on, trying to tackle. Uze should be absolutely filthy with that second half. Yes, you can say that the conditions, the heat, young side, still building the tank, but that's got no bearing on effort. And there just seemed to be, especially in the last quarter, just pass the buck. Let someone else deal with that problem. Like it was just poor. Transition out of the back line again is horrific. Short to the pocket, then long to the wing, turn it over, repeat inside 50s for Freo. It's broken. Nothing's changed there. So, yeah, there definitely needs to be a long, hard look at the way that we're moving the ball. That's been our biggest issue so far.
Yeah, if they can just somehow replicate what they did in the first half, just the lowering of the eyes. And annoyingly, they proved it when they did go with those inboard kicks and move the ball around. We were able to generate attacks. But when you just go down the line, teams are doing to us what we were doing to teams a few years ago, forcing them to go down the line just with constant pressure. So they're going to have to find a way to think through that to try and get a bit better. I mean, looking at the inside 50 counts for the game, we had 36 and they had 65. So that's a fairly big discrepancy there. And it's any wonder they kicked a winning score. But to have 36 inside 50s to only kick 7 goals is pretty disheartening. And it further highlights just how poor our entries are. And that's where someone like people in the comments were saying, Sammy Lawler and his ability to hit up a target inside 50, even though he's played 5 or 4 games, it's such a big benefit to have. And yeah, we missed that final foot pass inside 50, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. We lack foot skills and class, and Lawler, already coming in, is our best proponent of being able to hit a target inside 50. So yeah, definitely missed him, and yeah, it shows when he doesn't play, which is already concerning for us.
Looking at the marks inside 50, we had 4 and we usually average 9, and they had 17 and they averaged 12.3. That's a massive difference, isn't it? The fact we couldn't even get near our average, and we had a couple of times where there was plays on the lead and we just overkicked it. So I'm not sure if we just didn't adjust to conditions or whatever it was, but yeah, four marks inside 50, you'll struggle to win a lot of things with that.
Yep, absolutely.
And like we said earlier, it would have been nice to have maybe seen a tactical move of Blight maybe going back and playing on Tracy instead after he got maybe third. He pretty much had a hold of Ben Miller all day. Combination of Miller not getting the job done and maybe the midfield letting him down too, but it would have been nice to have maybe seen a magnet or two thrown around to try and limit that damage because he was tearing us apart.
That battle reminded me of the Cox and Rants from the final. Like, the move should have been made so much earlier than what it was.
It should have been. And I don't know whether they were scared to because of the rucking side of things, but Miller's back up ruck before, so I wouldn't have any fears of him doing that. And yeah, it's not like he wouldn't be going up against Sean Darcy, he's not even going up against Luke Jackson as a secondary ruck. So it probably could have worked if they had to just pulled the trigger with it, which is a little bit annoying.
Jack, yes, I would put Bolter in next week with Jed Walter and King. I don't rate Miller against King. That concerns me, especially after today.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back how he's gone historically. I can't really remember how it's panned out, but I've only seen small bits and pieces of the VFL game, but Bolter's looked to have done all right. It'd be interesting to see what the stat line looks like at the end. Not that stats are everything. Like, you want to pass the eye test as well, I guess. But yeah, he'll definitely be in contention for selection, assuming he gets through fully fit and unscathed. He's still out there now. I just saw him before, so it's only been Smiley that's come off, I believe. No worries, Dave. Go and enjoy the winery, mate. Let us know how it goes. Thank you for stopping by. Mids don't defend. And this is the thing, like, the first half, the mids worked really well as a collective unit. I think our pressure was in the 210s, 220s. They were doing all the right things. We just couldn't sustain it, and poor Freo did what they did in the second half. And that's where, when it's not working in the second half, Grok, that's where I'd like to see it mixed up. That's where you want to see chuck a Sonzi in there, chuck a Campbell in there, when things aren't going our way, and just see if that changes the rhythm or changes something.
100%. Taranto and Hopper are slow. We know that. So why not put some Campbell, Morris Jr., Steely Green through the middle, who've got pace and actually tackle and pressure, and see if we can get repeat stoppages rather than the easy inside 50s that they were getting. It just, yeah, some of the decision making from the coaching staff, I understand what they're trying to do, but at the same time, like, do you want to destroy confidence by just not changing anything? And it's a double-edged sword.
It is, and I know, Mick, you've just written that Uzo the only person on the planet that can't see having Taranto, Hopper, and Mackett in the same midfield is not working. I suppose where the problem is that in the first half, for a lot of games, it is working. It's working really well. We're on top. We're winning games. It's when, I don't know what the trigger point is, whether it's players getting tired or when opposition mids start amping up their pressure. I'm not sure exactly what the trigger point is, but when it's not going our way, then yeah, that comment's right. It's not working. And that's when I'd like to see the mix change to try and break the trend, but we just keep persisting with it. While it's working and we're winning, no issue with rolling with that midfield because the first half was good for us. But yeah, it's when it's not working, I agree that we need to maybe pull the trigger on some other options and see some new faces in there to try and change the outcome a little bit. Yeah, Gray might be a sneaky chance. Again, this VFL buys coming. I know that the boys are playing now, but a lot of the AFL listed players were dropped for the game. Not dropped, but just weren't selected to give them a rest. So it actually will be interesting, Brock, to see what changes we make. Based on the AFL performance, though, would you have any omissions? I have a sneaky suspicion that Lynch might not get up for next week, just based on the fact he was sub.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon that's probably the main one. Lola, probably Bauer goes out. Bauer stays in if Lynch goes out. Lynch in for Bauer is probably the only. Lynch out for Lawler is probably the only change that I can actually foresee.
What about how does Bolter get squeezed back in?
That's a tough one. And it could even be Miller out, as much as I hate it. But based on today, he's probably the defender that is poor, or could even be someone like Sonzi.
Yeah, Sonzi and Trezise didn't have massive goals. It's hard. In the first half, they did, though. I spot Sonzi was relatively okay in the first half. I think where it gets really difficult is everyone in the second half had a shit one, didn't they? Like, you would maybe say that Hugo probably had the best second half out of everyone from a Richmond perspective, if he had to pick one player. And everyone else just didn't really seem like it worked for him. So it can be difficult to try and then find who goes out when there was so many playing not well. Clint has suggested Sims for Lynch. Not a bad shout. See, Sims for Lynch is interesting, Clint, because it has a multi-effect on us, doesn't it? Whereby Blight could then actually play back in defence because Sims can play forward. And he can ruck too. That could work, couldn't it, Grok?
Yeah. He hasn't been good all year. He's had good games, but he's also had patches of games where he's been absolutely trash.
Who's that?
Miller.
Oh, right. I think Miller's had the last few weeks, that's been definitely his worst performance for, I reckon, at least 2 games. He's been one of our better defenders prior to that, but he just got smashed by Tracy, didn't he? In almost every facet of the game. Won a couple of contests late, but the damage was done by then. 5 goals or whatever it was. Yeah, it makes it difficult. But that is the live call done for the Richmond Freo game. Thank you to everybody for stopping by today. Much appreciated. Thank you, Grok, for hanging around and chatting as well. Much appreciated. VFL game's still on. There's 8 minutes to go. The under 18's on 47, Richmond on 69. I don't have the stats, but yeah, I think Fawcett's kicked a couple from what I've seen.
The clock's ticking up, Michaels.
It's still going? Oh, yeah, no. It's 8 minutes into the quarter. Right. There you go. So there's still 20-odd minutes to go then. So it'd be interesting to see if there's a highlights package put together. Oh, it's Kalina just takes a nice mark. Running with the fly. Let's see if he kicks this. This will be awkward as.
He looks a lot like Hayes Brown with that beard.
Yeah. He's had some, from what I saw, he's had some interesting moments, like picking the ball up off the ground, blind turning.
Kalina is the oldest looking 24, 25-year-old you'll ever see. He looks like he's 40.
As he runs in, but strolls in for his set shots. Big Kalina. Did he pass it or did he miss kick it? I don't know.
He was going for goal.
Was he?
Yeah.
He sprayed it off the side of his boot. Is that Hayes Brown?
Yeah, giving it to Snack Pack.
The ruckman just waxing with the ball. I reckon that was a shot as well that went awry. But Snack Pack, Hayes Brown are having a shot from the boundary.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, he's done it. He's giving a little cheeky check side. Look at the big man. He loves it. He's happy with himself. The Tigers moved to 75 to 47. That was a horrible kick from Kalina. But anyway, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Much appreciated. I'm not sure if we'll do a fan count tonight. Depends on how everything goes on the home front here with the kids and stuff like that. But if we do, it'll be live sometime later tonight. Otherwise, we've got the live show tomorrow on Monday. So yeah, we'll obviously be live around 8:30 tomorrow night to talk about the game and the upcoming game against the Gold Coast, which will be interesting. But keep an eye out as well. We'll do another Death Ride North Melbourne video, because I'm sure things have improved in that space as well for us, which is good. But yeah, that is a wrap for today. So thanks again to everybody for jumping on. Thank you again, Grok. And until next time, we'll see you on Monday. Go Tigers.